noticed immediately. Someone needs to be talked to.
Okay. And that person's Ardor, because...
Well, you can do that during a long rest. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, true.
We'll take care of the conversations and stuff during long rest. But, so last time you guys had gotten through a tough combat with a large skeletal creature that seemed to have the capability of paralyzing its foes and then consuming their souls for sustenance. In the process of fighting this, some of the party members went down either through damage or through the venom paralyzing them. But the Reclaimers did come out on the other side victorious. So as the party licked their wounds and prepared to rest soon, Prim and Thess made their way back to the tavern and looked at the various different victims of the creature that had now been unfrozen. Their corpses laying strewn about the street in various states of decay or just gory mess. Upon reaching the tavern, you had heard some strange noises and rummaging happening within, only to find it was an individual, a humanoid individual, whom you later learned his name is Ardor, some kind of lycanthrope whom you had managed to save by killing the creature as he had fallen victim to the same paralysis. You managed to get a stay for his medication at the moment, since he could not find it within the tavern, and as thanks, he has brought you to his safe house, the basement beneath the tavern here that rests at the Severed Gate. Upon coming down here, he gave you access to his vault as well, a room that had stored various different trinkets and armor and weaponry that will hopefully prove more useful in the expeditions to come. And I believe it is in that safe house where we left off, you all getting ready to bed down for a long rest, and overlooking a new map that has been afforded to you by Ardor himself. You should have access to it within the scenes in the scene list in Foundry. So you can click on that, you can look around at it, do whatever you like to do. Unlike the map that you had originally found for the south of the Severed Range, this one, because it was actually created by Ardor himself, is up to date. It is not what the region used to look like, it's what the region looks like now. So, you can kind of get an idea of the next location after this expedition where you will most likely be headed to. However, there is still work to be done on this expedition. If you recall, you still need to head to the sulfur mines and make sure that they are safe before you officially manage to complete this expedition's objectives. But that's for the morning, or whatever time your rest ends here in the lands of the Eternal Night. So, does anybody have any questions for Ardor, or player questions? If there's anything visually on the map that you don't understand or have questions about that I can answer as a DM to a player, rather than Ardor answering lore questions in character.
Regarding the new map?
Yes, the new map.
Know if this would be a question. Actually, let me open it up in Foundry because I'm looking at it on Discord and the image quality is low.
Yeah.
Lower.
The Foundry version is 8K, so
okay.
it should be a little bit better. You can
It's
zoom
gonna
in
take
and-
me a second to load.
Yeah, it's a big
The
map.
crystals surrounding that crater in the top left. What's up
Mhm.
with the crystals over there?
Arter would be able to tell you that that crater seems to have some kind of light blue crystal-like minerals that seem to grow out of the rocks that that crater has left behind. But as for the source of that, he doesn't know. He didn't really mess around too much with it when he was up there.
Okay.
Has he been to this floating island?
No, he's only seen it.
He's only seen it. Okay.
And just so we're aware, the floating that hole is where that material was. I guess that was floating now.
Oh, the
Or that is
floating
now
islands?
floating?
Presumably. Arter doesn't know because he wasn't
Okay.
here when that event had happened, whether it's been like that for a long time or recently, who knows.
I
But
see.
when he came through the area, those islands were already in the sky and the chasm was below them. So
And that's just a dark chasm? Like,
Yes.
that's it?
there's the two rivers have waterfalls that lead into them, and the water just falls into endless darkness. So
Oh, that's
Guys,
nice.
let's go.
yeah.
Thanks,
I
next
think the
lot.
last time we saw complete darkness in a chasm.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Shadow
Do it again.
fell.
Round 2. Town name? Nobody's
Yeah,
gonna ask.
there
I'm
is no
gonna ask.
town name, at least not one that Arter knows. That area that is all lush and green and looks kind of normal is a city and its outskirts, like farmland, that is basically looks like people are still living there, even though there's nobody there. Like the shops are still left all open, all of like the various different restaurants and city buildings and everything are all still like kept up, like maintained. Like it hasn't fallen apart. Even the farmland still grows wheat, and it's just in this state of like, I wouldn't call it stasis necessarily, but like the place is not decaying. But there's
Is there
nobody there.
daylight?
There is not daylight, no.
Okay.
So it is dark, but like the lanterns that are there, like the street lamps and things like that, they're all still lit and they don't go out.
How disconcerting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems safe.
A couple of other key
Creepy
points,
enough.
since the
Mound?
swamp is the place where you'll be going to next.
Oh.
Arter would have the most information for you in regards to the swamp. The pockets of water that you can see throughout the entirety of the swamp are to be avoided. There are creatures that live in them, and also the water is heavily poisonous. Even to the point where, like, if you stay in the swamps for too long, the mist that is sort of permeating through the swamp can be poisonous. It can have adverse effects. So you have to be careful with how long you stay in the swamp for. The buildings on the other side of the severed gate that you can see just here are, and you notice they're pretty large on this map. It's because they are that large. Arter's not sure if there was some kind of larger sized race that was living in this little town on the other side of the severed gate, but the buildings themselves are built for beings that are like 20 to 25 feet tall. They're huge buildings.
Would Naz know anything with history about those buildings or no?
Make a knowledge check for me.
Is this something that pertains to history?
Yeah, for sure. You want to use
I have
some
advantage.
experience on it? Oh, you have advantage on it,
No.
yeah.
Let me go put the well read. Boop. Even rules and culture. Let me go ahead and knowledge advantage. Boop. I rolled a 6. I clear a stress and gain a hope.
And you actually rolled 2 6s there.
Oh,
Because
is
of
that?
your
Oh well,
advantage as well.
that was one of the advantage though. I don't think.
Oh yeah, on a duality die. Okay, yep.
Yeah. Sorry.
And you do gain a hope as well because you rolled with hope.
I don't trust them.
Okay, so 24. Very good. You think back to the various histories you read about Azzuron. And I imagine also recently, probably having read a little bit about the Severed Range and the Severed Gate itself. A long time ago, like in the early days of Azzuron and its development, there was a race of giants, but like pure giants, not like the sort of partial giants that you would see nowadays. Like these are like pure real giants that lived amongst the Severed Range. And the actual reason why they constructed, because the giants themselves are the ones that constructed the Severed Gate, they lived here and constructed the Severed Gate a long time ago because they're at war with a different species of giants to the south of the Severed Gate. So these homes belong to a very, very ancient species of giant that did live here for a very long time, but during like the period of time of the evacuation, they had long been extinct. But the buildings were sort of left here and maintained as like kind of like a memorial thing more than like being used as like living spaces and stuff. Like they were kind of almost history that was being upkept before the mainland was abandoned. So in addition, other information, you can see that there are trees that are sparsed about through the swamp that are a little bit taller and more gnarled and twisted. They are very dangerous. They are, and you can see actually around them as well, he has notated some like what look like crashed ships or things like that. These trees existed before the Eternal Night. They used to present a very, very real danger to airships. They would like reach up into the sky with their branches and snag airships down and crash them for just them being in their general vicinity. And you can kind of notice that a lot of these trees, like they're not really close to any other trees on the map because they do stand like on their own. They're incredibly territorial. And so if you happen to get in their vicinity, it would be better to run than to try to fight them. And then the last thing, there is a strange, he would not call them monsters. They're like a small race of creatures that have sort of popped up amongst the Eternal Night within the swamp that call it home. They're called grunglings. And I will spell that out in the Azzuron's Reclamation chat for you. They are kind of like little... they're more like gremlin-esque creatures. Like more gremlins than like goblins would be considered. They're a little bit more feral, a little bit more gnarled, and their features are a little bit more exaggerated than goblins. But based on what you know and the way that Arter is describing them, they are probably like descendants or maybe even tainted versions of goblins that once lived in these swamps. And so you may encounter them. They're more skittish. Like they're gonna be more like animals where they're more afraid of you than you are of them. So if you spot them, they'll probably run away from you before you have a chance to like interact with them. But he notes, like, they're not hostile, so if you run into them, you can just leave them be. And then you were asking about the large hill with the holes in it. That is a giant, tainted termite mound, essentially. It is a mound of massive insectoid creatures that call it home, that not only feed on the like local fauna here, but also will feed on grunglings if they happen to get too close to the hill. So, yeah. Any other questions about this general area?
Hold on. I assume the little huts are grumbling homes.
Those are grumbling homes, yeah. They're kind of like,
see.
the huts themselves, like where they're positioned on the map, aren't necessarily 100% accurate. It's more just a representation that they live here. Like, the grunglings call this Poison Swamp Home, basically.
The only remaining questions. Question 1, what is the house on the cliff to the left of the town?
Arter has not been there. He has only seen it from a distance. He has not been there.
I see.
The forest, like the dead trees and things around that home, they seem to react to life when it gets close, in a way that is like defensive. Like the trees will purposefully close off pathways, or like roots will come up and try to trip you and things like that to stop you from progressing towards that home. So he has never been able to get there himself. He's only seen it in passing.
And that's just the trees in that particular area. That's not those type of trees.
Correct. It's just the ones that are close to that house.
What about the large crevice leaking gas in the north of town?
Those are the vents that are marked with like the weird sort of orange gas. Are very, very high pressure heated vents that occasionally will spout almost like not water, but like really, really hot steam. And if you were to like stand near it, it will absolutely burn you. If you're
like
too close when that
a geyser?
happens. Like a geyser, but it's not of like actual water. It's just hot steam that bursts out.
I see.
The ones that are not marked still are, you can kind of feel the heat that emanate from them, but they're not active geysers, if you will. So like you could stand near those ones and not really risk getting burned from a hot steam spout. But the ones that are marked with the gas markers here are the ones that will, be volatile and spew up hot steam and burn you.
Last question, the ruins. What are those?
He did go through those a little bit and sort of kind of just dug through some of it. Looks like it was a really, really, really old, like, outpost of some kind. Maybe like a hunting outpost or something. He's not 100% sure. There was lots of old, like, messed up weaponry, and old, like, leathers that were now, like, long since rotted. He assumes it has to either be some kind of guard post or some kind of hunting post, but outside of that, he's not 100% sure. Only other main detail that I want to point out, this river, it is not deep at any point in time, except for in this little, like, opening pocket in the center there. It kind of gets a little deep. It's a bit more of like a lake than it is like a river there. But the water moves incredibly fast. It is like whitewater rapid through that river. So he said if you try to cross it, you should do it in a way that is not going to put your body at peril, because otherwise you will be swept along with the current. It is like impossible to move through that river. So just be careful if you're intent on crossing it. And that bridge that does lead to the city is out. As you can see, he has marked it. So the center of it has been ripped away, and it's just sort of the edges that are left. So,
how far across is it?
On the bridge, or are you talking about the river in general?
Probably the closest point, because he had to get across somewhere.
Yeah, well, he used the bridge. He had originally thrown a piece of rope across and had it wrapped around, like, because he actually goes into a nearby cupboard that he has and pulls out this, like, grappling hook type, like, rope thing, and said he used that, which he threw it across, it hooked into a stone, and then he was able to sort of pull himself across using that. But,
And how far was that?
That gap in the bridge is, I would say, probably about 50 feet across.
Okay.
The river at, like, its shortest point, which I guess it's hard to say. There's a couple of points where it's kind of short, but probably at its shortest point, it's probably about 150 feet or so across. So it's a wide river, but it rushes very rapidly. And another thing to note, it moves from west to east, by the way, so it's moving in this direction, if that makes sense. So the current flows from here, and it goes this way. Which, Naz, with your original understanding of where Azzuron is positioned on the continent, that makes sense, because this is probably the river that flows all the way to Azzuron. And there is a river that flows through the city and then exits out at the mouth into an ocean. So, or into the ocean. So this is probably that same river. Any other questions?
I think so.
Okay.
So?
Perfect. So, you guys are able to bed down for a long rest here in Arter's hideout. Go ahead and take your long rest actions as you see fit. I'm going to do one for both Trex and Karopi, since they're not here at the moment.
Is anybody taking watch just to see what's going
Naz,
on?
keep watch, yeah.
I'm keeping watch as well. Yo, anyone want to prepare together? Push his fingers together.
Oh, I don't have to repair armor because I got new.
You need to get new armor, yes. That's not
Wait.
I need to do wound, stress, and repair armor. So
We roll a d12 for keeping watch, right?
Yes, it is a d12. She needs to clear stress repair armor.
Okay, well. I think we're chilling.
it's full clears at long rest, right?
Correct. It's a full clear.
Okay,
Guys, don't
we're just
worry.
all rolling
I got
12.
a 12.
Holy shit.
Nice.
Okay.
But
Good
I
job,
really think we should
watchers.
take what's
I'm
all
glad I
rolled.
did not watch.
Okay.
I think we need to take what's all rolled, though.
Yes.
It's up to you guys.
He probably rolled a 12 too.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
Like it's a trend. It's a trend.
No, vetoed.
Yeah, let's take the 12.
Okay.
You taking your 12?
Why was I not healed?
Yeah, whose
I'll
12
take
are
my
we
12.
taking though?
'Cause
I
I
think we should
we're
take Prem's
clicking
12
the
because
healing
Naz is
doesn't
an op right
actually
now.
Heal for some
Yeah.
Naz
reason.
is an
You need
op,
to
I
like,
agree,
click a
take
token in
Prem's.
order for it to apply. So
I see, okay.
yeah, like you could just change it on your sheet. You guys are taking a 12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking Prem's 12.
Okay.
Yeah, specifically
Okay.
Prem's 12.
Okay.
Girls
so,
are fighting.
Whether it be the fact that you guys are in a safe space, that is like locked and very well kept, and is clean and actually has like some kind of real bedding for the lack of like a better term, you guys get a fantastic rest, and you guys can take an additional downtime action, which is actually really good for Karopi and Drex as well.
Yeah.
Karopi can clear.
Can I prepare with Ardor so that way I can actually speak with him?
Whoa. I want to get it prepared too. Wait, can I get a second prepare?
with you.
Your stress.
You can only
Am I allowed to
prepare
prepare
want-
twice?
You can only
You
prepare
can
Damn
once.
it.
prepare once, but if you needed to be with someone else, I can prepare with you.
Just
Am I
prepare
able to say
someone
that
else
with
and make it two
my
or
previous
one?
prepare then?
Yeah.
It's two.
Yeah. you
Okay,
can do it as
cool.
part
Then
of
I'll
your
prepare with
previous
you.
prepare.
Okay.
Like an extra hope.
Yeah, Ardor
You can-
is
you can
pretty
chat.
much just keeping watch. He's also going to tend to his wounds, and he's going to, I guess, prepare with Naz, since Naz wants to prepare with him.
I'm gonna prepare, and I'm also. Can I do the creature comfort?
Creature
I'm petting
comfort.
dog.
Oh.
Yo.
Yeah.
I feel
let me
it's
see.
once per rest. When you take time during a quiet moment to give your companion love and attention, you gain a hope, or you can both clear stress. And I'm pretty sure Doggo does not have a stress.
He does not. No, he is chilling. So.
So
He's just friends.
I am preparing and doing that if that is acceptable
Sure. Yeah.
to get to. Cool.
I will do it.
Well, I think I will say sorry, I don't want to take back the yes that I just said, but I think this is designed for outside of resting. This is
okay.
that's why it says once per rest. It's something that you're supposed to do not as a downtime move, but like during adventuring. Like if there's a moment where you guys can take a break, then you can do it. But this is not a downtime move per se. So I'm going to say you will not be able to use that as part of the downtime.
That is fine.
But you could more than happy to do it in the morning if you'd like to.
Hell yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. So Naz is going to have a conversation with Arter. What other conversations are going to happen?
Well, I was gonna talk to Naz, but if Naz is busy, I might have to talk to someone else while Naz is busy.
You guys can talk. I mean, you are both keeping watch as well, so
There's a lot
long
of
rests
talking that
aren't
needs to
just
happen.
sleeping. You're doing other things
Yeah.
at the same time. So there's wiggle room for you to be able to have a conversation within
Well,
an
is
8-hour period.
is Naz's Arter talk immediate, or is it
That's up to Naz.
like? Yeah, I was asking Noah.
I mean, Naz wants to make sure he's not with someone who's going to kill them in their sleep. So,
Hey, we're keeping watch. Puts fingers together. You know what? Then I'll wait till watch to talk to you. You know what, Thess? We can talk. We can be friends.
Sure,
I'm gonna talk to you.
Okay, I need to use the restroom, so I'm gonna have your guys' talk happen first, Prim and Thess.
Rad, let's go.
Let
Yeah,
me put
that
on
works.
some ambiance for you, and then we'll be good to go.
All right. I'm gonna assume it's probably once we started bunkering down
Yeah.
in the bunker. So Prim's just gonna walk up to you. Are you like what are you doing right now? Are you like sitting, standing?
Probably writing in her journal.
Prim's just gonna slide in and sit down next to you. Hey, do you have time for a quick chat?
Hi, of course. What do you need?
So what happened?
So I'm going to be completely honest with you. I panicked because I was afraid that if Naz found out about the bell, if we waited any longer, that it would have been bad for everyone. Having something like that kept from him for longer, I was able to play it off as though I hadn't kept it for very long from him. But had he known how long it was kept from him, and had further down the line realized what was kept from him, I worried about the repercussions for everyone. And I figured, well, this is our best bet to save this very nice man who's willing to help us and give us information. So, knowing that I'm the only one that can let people in or out, I took him in to get the ingredients as a show of, I don't know, camaraderie, because he's been so reticent about it. And while in there, he said, well, who else knows? And I said, well, Zeke, obviously, because of course Zeke knows. And then he said, who else? And I said, I didn't know you. I said, I panicked. I said you. And I believe he might be upset at you for keeping that.
All right, and what else happened?
Well, Featherton being Featherton said, oh, well, everything you've written is in the shop, and he freaked out. Really bad. He freaked out quite spectacularly, knowing that everything he'd written in his journal was accessible, which I assured him that I would not read. In fact, we shook on it.
That makes sense.
And he asked why you had access and why I trusted you to have it, or something of that effect. I'm paraphrasing. But I said I was helping you with something, with whatever was happening, and that I could help him too if he would only open up and speak to me about it, as he's spoken to others. And he didn't necessarily like that. He doesn't like me. So all in all, while I think it was the right decision to avoid any further strife and possible lashing out, it didn't. I think it went as well as it could have. And I'm sorry that you're facing the repercussions of it. But we did get the ingredients for the medicine.
Well, that's good to know. Have we begun production in making the cure?
Yes,
All right.
because Naz is able to do so. So, yes.
Wonderful.
I'm not too worried, if I'm honest. I don't necessarily think Naz a villain. I think him misguided, and I think him manic.
He walked up and spat at my feet as soon as you guys returned.
I think he's bitchy and dramatic. I don't think he's evil. I think he's bitchy and dramatic and self-serving.
Well, I'm just worried that either one, he's being a bit overdramatic about what happened, or two, I'm not getting the full story of what actually happened.
I don't know what else I could. Here, and you see she genuinely flips through her notebook. I took notes. I'll read it for you. It says, I took Naz into the shop. It went quite better than expected. He told me that you want to overthrow the council. And I've made a pact with Naz not to read his journal. And then I wrote, Featherton, I like you quite a lot because she can read what I write.
Well, that's
I said,
sweet.
I hope this decision brings trust, or at the very least something adjacent to it. He, better than I, could discern what is... Oh, no, I'm not going to say that, but it's about Zeke, so it's not me hiding anything from you, that's just personal.
Well, I can always put two and two together about you and Zeke.
Okay, well, hold on. No, it's just, I'm concerned because, he's been acting a little off since the fight. And I thought because Naz knows concoctions and is more
Well,
learned.
I think more than
in
Zeke has been
medical.
off since the fight, to be fair.
I know. I tend to focus on one problem at a time instead of the macrocosm. And I'm just worried. That is part of it. I won't say I did it inherently, innately, completely, selflessly to save the rest of the group's strife. That was certainly a part of it, but it was selfishly
No
so that
one's
hopefully Naz
completely
would trust me enough
selfless.
to check on Zeke.
Alright.
But honestly, hey, if you want to overthrow the council, I don't particularly. That's your business.
I
And I don't disagree with you.
Listen. I'm trying to keep Naz also in check. Alright?
Okay, I figured you were also placating in some ways, and that necessarily wasn't the entire story. But that is your business. So if you don't want to share it, you don't have to.
Of course. I'm not planning on it.
And what I'm helping with, am I an accomplice to the whole situation of overthrowing council?
Accomplice is a strong word.
You can say yes. You can say yes if it's true. I would prefer to know.
There has been you have done overthrowing the government is a very strong action.
I did break
to
and
just
enter.
to throw out.
Okay.
You know.
So yes, understood. Well, that's good
But
to know.
no, you're not an accomplice to any crime.
Well, I did. You're right. I'm not.
Okay,
an
well, you did
accomplice.
come a
Breaking
crime.
and
Actually, you know
entering
what?
is just a crime.
That is a crime. You know,
I'm just the
good
criminal
point.
in
That is
that
just a
case.
crime. I guess the more point is you did you weren't an accomplice to a bigger crime. You just broke and entered.
So just small B&E rather than treason. Understood.
Yeah.
That's heartening. But I believe that. I think Naz is overdramatic, but I also think it's hard for him. He doesn't really have people, and I think that the idea that someone he might have considered one of his people to not be forthright completely with him upset him. I think it's certainly a hyperbolic response. But
You're telling me.
I understand where he's coming from, if it helps at all. It's a deeply human kind of response, so that's good. Look at that, he has empathy somewhere in there.
Well, it's glad to see he still has his humanity.
Exactly. That's a positive.
I feel like that's not something you actively have to dig for, you know? I
Well,
already believed he had some humanity.
empathy's a big thing, though. Not really empathy. He's just feeling the emotions. I don't. You know how to handle him better than I do. I'm still trying to make him like me. I did that whole thing, and he still doesn't. So,
Well, you kind of just dropped a bomb on him. And you know,
a good one full of puppies and light and laughter.
yes, but now you've introduced him to a wealth of knowledge he's going to want to get his hands on.
Absolutely, he will.
Because
And I can mitigate that.
Keep an eye on your bell, is all I'm going to
I
say.
will. But I'm not worried, Prim. Do you know why?
Why are you not worried?
Because he is poor. And he can't afford it. Just like me. I can't afford it either. None of us can.
Well, I mean, it depends what you're trying to afford.
The things he wants, he can't afford.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
I can't afford the things I want either. It's hard.
What are you trying to get out of this?
Anything. Everything. I just want to know things.
Well,
I have a lot of empty
what do you
spaces
want
to
to know?
Anything, everything. I want to know the world. I want to know magic. Anything
Well, you're
I
doing a
can.
great job at magic right now.
Doing it is different than understanding it. This all
That's
comes
fair.
naturally to me. If I understand it, perhaps I can better understand myself.
Is there something you don't understand about yourself?
Well, the amnesia. So a lot of things.
Well, what part is still confusing you? I guess just how
I have
it
a lot of
happened in the
blank
first
spots.
place?
How it happened, why it happened, what these tattoos are, where I came from, who I came from, who are my parents, I have a sister. What am I connected to? Where does my power come from? All of these questions and no answers.
Well, there's one person that you should probably try talking to. I don't know where they are, but you should try to find your sister again.
I'll try. When I see her again, I'll try to ask more, but for now, we can both try to alleviate Naz's response to this. I don't think he's necessarily upset with me, so if you need to pass him off to me at any time, if it gets too much, if the vitriol gets too much, you can.
No, the boy just needs a lesson in social conduct, I think.
You're going to teach him a lesson?
Yes, I'm going to teach him a lesson.
Okay. I almost said something. I'm not going to.
No, don't worry. I know exactly what you were thinking, and I was
Okay,
playing
good.
into the joke.
Well, you have fun as much as you can. I will be here riding aimlessly.
All right. Listen, don't worry too much about Zeke. He's still very strong. All right?
I know he's strong. He's just... He's okay. Thank you.
And make sure you're okay as well.
Oh, I am. I promise. I'm right as rain.
And you need to be a better liar.
What did I lie
Good night.
about? What did I lie about?
Your mental well-being.
Oh, okay. Thank you. You're right. I thought you caught me in something I didn't even know was a lie. So I'm glad, because I told the truth. Good night.
Good night. Get a little wave goodbye.
My girl, like, fuck, did I lie? I'm sorry, I didn't know.
From literally referring to the last statement you just said.
I was like, oh no, did I lie?
So, Naz, you would find Arter during his watch. Probably just outside the bulkhead door. Currently in the process of taking the last few drags of a cigarette as you climb up the stairs and peek your head out of the bulkhead.
He'd clear his throat.
How's the cure coming along?
Slowly. But it should be ready for you sometime, perhaps tomorrow afternoon. Would you have preferred it sooner?
It doesn't matter. So, what can I help you with?
Well, you are a wellspring of knowledge. Knowledge that needs to be written down. To start with, Ida, where are you from? Say it again.
City.
The city?
The city.
You cut out the start, Saul. I'm sorry.
He said the city.
Oh, the city. And this city, is it the one you showed us before? The one where there's no one in it?
No.
Well, would you perhaps go into more detail other than the city?
That's what it's called. At least that's what I was told it was called my entire life.
All right, where is it? What is it? Are there other people there?
You remember the map I showed you? How I showed you the river that ran across it?
Yes.
That river's end is a city. And that's the city.
Well, that's Azzuron, not the city. Perhaps there's been some cultural disconnect since what's happened. So you are from this, and I'll refer to as you call it, this city. There are other people there.
He nods. There's
Who?
quite a few people there. People not like you or I. Well, maybe they're a bit like me. People that a long, long time ago were not accepted into society so easily. Now they've made it their own. A place full of miscreants and monsters.
Are they diplomatic?
With each other. But there's really only them, isn't there? Outside them walls, there's nothing but worse monsters than them.
Jeez, I'm not a fast writer. Why are you here? Why not stay in this city? It's clearly safer.
Is it, I was different. I look like one of you, for the most part. And one of us doesn't belong in a city like that.
I see. And you yourself are not yourself when you are transformed. You don't have control of your anatomy, so you'd prefer to stay as this. I'm beginning to see the problem.
Besides, land's interesting enough, wouldn't you say?
No, I would say it's hellish. But I suppose I can begin to understand the enjoyment to adrenaline, as terrible as it may be, risking one's own life.
No, risking your life sucks, but seeing new things, experiencing new things, that's the joyous part of it.
Do you know how you contracted your condition?
I've had it since I was very young, so I couldn't say. But you see, he reaches with his other hand and like unbuttons a couple of the sort of buttons on his shirt and pulls it to the side, and you can see a massive scar that almost looks like a kind of almost like a spider web crack of glass, like this, like something impacted in the center of his chest and then like almost exploded outwards across his chest. It's just like this big scar. But I've had this since I was a kid too, so reckon the two are related. The rest of my fucked up features came from being out here my whole life.
Well, you're fairly adept at survival.
That was until that fucking thing paralyzed me.
I assume you weren't aware of the creature being here? You were heading south and then badly wandered into its territory?
Same as all its other victims.
Not all of them, but sure. Let's see. Do you wish to return with us? To come to Violet Haven?
Would your Violet Haven accept someone like me? Or would they study me like some kind of creature from this place?
Well, I would accept you as a sadly just sick individual, but knowing my associates, you would likely be locked away for some time to be examined.
I think you've got your answer, don't you?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Hopefully
But
soon enough that will change, but anyway.
the offer's noted.
Of course. Exams. What analysis? No for now. Due to administration.
So what's your plan anyway, you all?
We are attempting to bring what we call a pillar of light, or pillar of ash, more specifically, here to these lands and remove the long night.
Is that even possible?
Yet to be seen, but I have high hopes.
I've never even seen anything but night. Though there's a lot of old books in the city about the daytime. They speak of a sun bright lights up the land.
I'm gonna ask.
Be far too bright for my eyes.
Let me double check something.
Sure.
Had I create, and I know this is silly, but using the Book of Sigil, and I can roll for it, for illusion, where it's a little set of binoculars, and it's, I would say, you can look through the binoculars and it's dusk in Violet Haven, so he could actually see what it's like.
Oh. From what point of view, I will ask? Like, where on Violet Haven are you seeing the dusk from?
He'll choose from the point he stood last, where the general stood, where he later investigated. So
At
that
the top of
high
the Pillar
point,
of Ash, yeah.
exactly,
Okay.
looking out over the city.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead and make the spellcast roll. 19
go.
fear. I max fear, so that does nothing for me. Sure. Yeah, you succeed. You create. What is the magic craft of this look like?
Essentially, Naz would take a moment and, you know what, rather than it being binoculars, he'd make it a telescope. He'd put his hand to the floor. The stone of the floor would augment, and he would press his own eye to essentially what is the empty telescope. His eye would blink. There would be a flash of color, and he would hand it to Ardor to see. There.
Fuck am I supposed to do with this?
Look through it. You'll see home. Or what is our home?
He flicks out his cigarette and stomps on it, and then peers through. There's a moment of quiet. Some of these buildings look similar. The stonework.
To your city.
Indeed. These ones on the coast. Very similar. Though not as purple. You see he stands up straight again. The sun looks like that.
Well, that is when it is about to set. I could modify it so that way it's in the middle of the sky, but I've worried it may be too bright for you. I did not want to blind you.
Appreciate it. I did imagine it being brighter.
Oh,
So
it is much
that
brighter.
makes sense.
Painful to look at, even. Even someone like myself.
Even still, you've shown it to me, but it feels nothing but like looking at a painting.
I know.
I've seen it before in pictures and whatnot, but to think it exists, it still does not feel... It doesn't feel like it's something that actually exists. You'll have to forgive
Wow.
me.
Oh, here's a question. Is your city religious?
Some of them talk about a small collection of gods, 3 in particular. But I personally saw little point in it. It didn't bring them anything. No gifts, no powers, no anything. I saw very little point in worshipping something that didn't get you anything in return.
You and I are of a similar mindset. But anyway,
Many of the older folks in the city believed, however, claiming rather, that our livelihood was a gift from them, or something of the sort. I don't know. My livelihood does not feel like a gift, as you can probably understand, so...
especially seeing how you were, well,
Afflicted.
down.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, they didn't kick me out. No, I left.
Before they could cast judgment, or?
Oh no, they casted plenty of judgment, but... Well, it's hard for someone 5, 6 years old to survive on their own outside of a city with walls. So...
A question that I will be quick. The names of the gods, perhaps Maison, Helvis, and Fiorina?
It's a glint of recognition. He doesn't show much emotion, but you can see the slight tinge of surprise that streaks across his face for a moment. You know them.
I'm a well-read individual. But no mention of the term nocturna?
No. None.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right. Well,
Curious, what have you read in your books, then, about these gods?
They're old gods. Not... How do I put this? The kindest? Fiorina, the goddess of fury and hatred. Helvis, the goddess of death. And Maison, god of the lost. They were, long ago, removed from the greater pantheon. And by some means... Oh, as well as Nocturna. My apologies. And they were, I suppose, encased. And for whatever reason, one day their cage seemingly got bigger and bigger, and it expanded outwards to the point of near breaking. And, well, seemingly the old gods, something has happened, I'm not sure, but clearly they're not doing anything, and they haven't done anything until recently. Oh, do your people know of the Valkyries?
I do not recognize
No.
the term.
Winged figures, kind of like Thessaly over there?
There's plenty of winged individuals where I come from. Maybe not quite like her, but, winged individuals nonetheless.
They reside in a place they call the Sanctuary. They heavily armed, old weapons, very old, killing creatures of the night wherever they go.
Now you are ringing bells. Yes, I have encountered them before. They tried to kill me. I ran.
Apologies.
I understand the assumption you see a creature skulking in the night and think it's like every other one. I did not take offense, really, but I've been diligent to avoid them thus far. As far as I know, I don't think they've reached the city yet, but I imagine it's probably only a matter of time. Their sanctuary, I believe, is on the western side of the continent. The opposite end of the river. I believe it's actually at the river's source. In a cave high up on a mountain. Where a wellspring...
Sorry.
In a cave high up on a mountain. Where the wellspring
What's in a cave?
is. Their sanctuary. Where the Valkyrie call home, yeah. He's saying that the source of the river, they're basically at the other end of the river. They're at the source. In a cave in a mountain where there's like a wellspring where that river comes from, basically.
Well, let me make sure to say this before I forget, and I'm sure Thessaly will have my permission in saying this. If and when they find you again, state you are a friend of the sister of Don Rory, Thessaly. They should stop their attack.
Okay. I will keep that in mind, I suppose. If it'll save my life.
Hopefully would.
They
I
are,
assume that...
they are aggressive killers, so...
Well, if you knew their leader's name and their... I suppose I bet revealed too much there, but it's for your own sake. Something tells me you won't be running about spreading secrets to the trees.
No. Most of the trees are dangerous, so no, I won't be.
Huh. Well, that concludes my questioning. I don't want to interrogate you for too long. Plus, I need to get back to work on your medicine.
You do.
Anything else for myself, or shall I leave you be?
I'm sure I could come up with a dozen different questions about your Violet Haven, but I don't think that's information for me yet to learn. It sounds like you're coming to here anyway, so...
Very well. Now, you would simply leave him be. And give a small bow as he does so.
Okay. Cool. Any other conversations? I think
lucky
Prim has talked to
alley.
Naz, right?
Yup.
Okay. Go for it.
It'll probably be when keeping watch.
Sure.
Prim's just gonna walk up and then sit down next to you. Well, are you sitting, or are you, what's Naz doing?
As far away from you as possible.
I'm
Probably working
approaching.
on the alchemy, right?
Yeah, on the
Reclamation.
alchemy.
Yeah.
Probably mixing things, crushing things with mortar and pestle,
Yeah.
having a pot boil.
Alright, I'm gonna walk up to you as you're doing your alchemy. So, how's it going?
What do you want?
Can I not attack to you? You know, you
What?
can't just walk up to someone, spit at their feet, walk away very angrily, and not expect
Act
them
like
to
you
be
don't
confused.
know. Don't act like you don't know why.
Oh, so you're mad that I didn't tell you about something?
He immediately stops grinding, turns towards Prim. Prim, I revealed my heart and soul to you. Everything. I let no secret go. I was literally an open book. And you still kept secrets. You still...
So I'm sorry I didn't spill someone else's secret to you.
Well, clearly you've spelt something to Thessaly as well. So...
Do you want me to be honest here, then?
Too late for that, Prim.
Sorry, I was trying to keep your whole book safe from the thing in the bell. Or from getting Thess to read what's in your book. So I spread a little lies. Alright?
There's no excuse why you shouldn't have told me, or you wouldn't have told me, but what was your reason? Why?
For not telling you about the bell?
Yes.
My reason for not telling the bell is because knowing you would want to go see the bell, see it for yourself, get the information that you can out of it, and through that, I'd break the trust and access to the bell that was built up I have with Thess. It's a game of weighing the social connections you have with people. I don't want to break my bond in trust with Thess, but I also don't want to mess with my bond in connection with you.
So you think I'm incapable of waiting?
You are one to ask a lot of questions. You're the type of person to seek answers. Am I wrong about that?
No, you're not.
So, if I tell you about a magical item that sends you to a pocket dimension where you can meet this mysterious being that's able to get you a lot of information, would I not expect you to want to go immediately ask questions?
Yes, but you have to preface it. I can't tell you because Thessaly told me in confidence.
Okay.
You just
what?
You just didn't trust me. You didn't trust me to expect in a way, act in a way that would be beneficial to you.
Well, I'm sorry then. There.
Thank you for your apology.
But just know, walking up to someone, spitting at their feet, and angrily walking away is not the way a 30-year-old man should be acting.
So I'm incapable of showing frustration and anger? I should
You can
keep
show
it in.
you can show frustration and anger, but you don't need to act like you're a 12-year-old child. There's a difference.
Just says the one who constantly mocks me over an ideal. Oh, Naz, I can't stand. Oh, just leave me alone.
Listen, those words are said because you are an incredibly capable person, and I thought you understood that.
Just get out of my face, Prim. Just leave me be. I'm done. I don't want to speak of this anymore. I want to focus on this brew. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I spat at your feet. I'm sorry that I can be childish. Just leave me be.
Fine. I'll leave you be. You probably don't need my help anymore, so it's fine. Goodbye. Walks away.
Okay. Any other conversations this evening? Or during this rest, I should say.
Zebeus might say something to Zeke very quickly, if they're open for it.
Go for it.
Zebeus would approach you, Zeke. He would be wearing his new armor.
I'm probably I'm probably stitching up some part of my cloak.
You doing okay there?
Good. Just some of the cloth messed up, so not a big deal.
Well, took a bit of a beating out there. Heard that, well, saw that you did as well once I came to.
Yeah, that thing was honestly a bit crazier than I expected.
Well, the main thing I wanted to talk about is not really used to taking a beating like that, and I'm honestly surprised that you've been able to stand your ground before. You got any pointers for me? Seeing as it's not gonna get not gonna get any easier from here.
He'll stop stitching for a moment and just kind of sit there and think. Well, I don't really know how to explain it, but I don't know. I feel like in the moment, my mind goes to a place of thinking about those around me more than myself. And I guess it feels maybe a little corny to say, but just I want to protect them. And I feel like that deep desire to do that helps me stay focused. And it's mostly what I keep on my mind in the middle of a fight. How to translate that to practicality, I don't know. But is there something you care about? Someone you care about?
Look, I'm going to be honest, Zeke. During that fight, I saw the damn thing looking towards you, Thessaly, and Drex. And I felt like I had to do something, so I just hit it again. And you saw where that got me.
I mean, with how much that thing attacked you, I think you did a good job of doing what I would say is the role of being a big guy, being the distraction, even if maybe standing up after all of that isn't something that you can do. You took a chunk out of that thing. That's not something I think I can do, and I think that counts for it. So if you feel like looking at us three is maybe what pushed you more towards doing that, hold on to that. Think about other things that you care about. I mean, for me, outside of, the folks here, ultimately I care about a lot of people back home. So I feel like falling, not protecting others, not being the shield that will help people get home to the others that care about them is what moves me forward. And I think you translate that for yourself and you'll be good.
I guess I can try that. In any case, you have that cool ass sword you got?
Yeah. Just pick it up from his side. It honestly feels pretty good in my hands. I am surprised. So, don't think I've ever really used a weapon like this before.
Up for some training then before we head out. I think I have a pretty good idea for a training dummy for you.
Yeah, I'm down.
Good. I'll be able to see if your words of encouragement are enough to bolster my tankiness, I guess.
Always gotta start somewhere.
And I would say that when the training comes around, it's not that Surveyor set up a training dummy. It's that he is the training dummy, and he's trying to learn how to be on the defensive.
Okay. But I'll definitely call out pointers for at least if I was on the receiving end of what I'm doing. And if he makes like a weird move in a way that I feel like isn't like gonna minimize the damage coming towards him, that's when I'll stop and maybe call it out. Probably also helps if you have a shield too, by the way. But I think you're better with a weapon in your hand.
I'll ask, did you both take the prepare downtime move?
Because I had the third one, I was able to prepare.
Okay.
I did too.
Then yeah, you guys, if you guys want to, that I'll definitely count that as preparing together for sure.
Yippee!
Okay, I have a hope on my sheet already. I feel like I shouldn't.
You might have rolled with hope at some point. I don't know.
Yeah. I had one.
Yeah,
from
that's fine.
Something I don't remember what. So
Okay, just adding 2 then.
Okay. And then you're not repairing your armor, right? Oh, because you don't need to. That's right. You should set your armor slots back to 0, though. Well,
Oh wait, it's
0 out of 4.
0.
You marked them. You don't. Yeah, you don't
Okay.
complete them. Okay. All right. Any other conversations before the rest is done?
Honk you, me.
Okay, cool. I am going to spend a fear.
Uh-oh.
And I would like a group. Let's go group presence reaction roll for me.
Uh-oh.
I'm leading then.
I was gonna say, I'm -1, so I don't think that would be a good idea.
Okay. So Prim will lead. If I
Yeah.
can get everybody else to roll their reaction rolls for me.
Brim, do you
I
have
since-
a
I've-
good
I'm-
experience possibly?
You know what?
I mean, I don't know.
Well,
Can you add an experience
Well,
reaction?
I need to know like what
Okay.
exactly the
Yeah,
presence
what's
is for, but
happening.
I have +3 normally
Here's what I'm
for
gonna say.
presence, so
I'm going to do quick reactions. I'm going to mark a stress, and I'm going to add a d6 to my roll.
Okay.
So, would you say this is to command or persuade?
No, definitely.
Okay. Fuck.
'Cause depending on what it is, I have a +2, but I also have bold presence.
I rolled
now,
a
so I can
6.
also
Let's
add my
go.
strength,
Nice.
which is a
Yeah.
+5.
I gotta hope I clear a stress.
okay.
But I don't not knowing it, I don't know.
What are you?
I don't
Sorry.
know
What
if
are you?
that would
What are
work.
you asking?
Without knowing what the role is, we're comparing who should lead actually between us two. Because while Prim has a +3, I have a +2 and bold presence, which could get me to a +5.
Let
but
me read bold presence first. Where the hell is that?
You
Here it
spend
is.
a hope to add your strength to a roll.
When you make a presence roll. I see.
Yep.
You could.
But not knowing what it is, I'm like, I don't know I don't know if I could articulate what that would look like is the problem.
I know
So-
exactly how it would. So if you want to lead it, then you can. If you want to add that, that's totally
Yeah, I mean, are you willing to spend the hope right now?
Wait, how much do you have hope?
I have hope, yeah.
Uh,
I mean, do you have hope? Because you'd be spending a hope to do this, so.
yeah, I have 3 since I just got one from our
Okay.
little yaoi session. So
Oh, true kissing. What?
yeah,
Boy
So-
kissing.
boy
Okay.
kissing gets extra hope.
making
So
out,
Yeah, then if you want to do the +5, then I'll
Yeah.
roll mine right now, and then
Okay.
hopefully this helps. Bro,
well,
I
that's
got a
probably good
1.
thing I did lead.
Let me totally do this.
yeah, good thing.
What is it?
So
So
should
you
roll
have
for
a
Drex?
situational. I'm not gonna roll for him while he's not here.
Gotcha.
You have a situational -3 to this roll.
Jesus.
Well, it's a good thing. I will be spending a hope to do bold presence and I will roll this. And situational bonus, I think, is just put at 3, right?
Minus
I love
awesome.
the art for bold presence on the card because it's this giant muscle mommy pinning a girl to a wall. It's so beautiful. Thank you, bold presence.
What? Roll, but it didn't
What the
roll.
hell?
Yeah.
Let me look at bold.
I want bold
Daggerheart.
presence.
Ooh,
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I did even worse.
okay.
We're gonna fuck either way, man.
Technically, that's 3 lower because I didn't realize I should have just not added a bonus.
Comedy.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
yeah, so it's actually
We really
an
were
8.
fucked, anyways.
Okay.
Yep.
Rough.
Yep.
All right. That's definitely a failure.
Fucked
so
one way or another, guys.
Give me one moment as I'm going to change the ambiance here.
I think, because, yeah, if we went with your roll, we would have had a 9. It would have made no difference.
So, as
Oh, no.
each of you do find consciousness separately in your own on your own times, you do all have a dream. Your unconsciousness gives way to you finding yourself in a maze of gigantic proportions. You see bare like black painted wooden tall walls. And when I say tall, I mean like 30 or 40 foot high walls on either side of you. And it's a tight space, like there's barely enough room for you to fit within the walls of this maze. And you find yourself wandering and wandering and wandering, taking a random left, a random right, seemingly without real rhyme or reason. But something unique does happen every time you reach a dead end in this maze. There's always an empty painting, like a frame, with nothing, with no painting or picture within the frame. It's a blank canvas. And when you reach a point where you're maybe within about a few feet from this canvas, it begins to shift. And the scene that the blank canvas shifts into is one of your worst nightmares. Whatever and however that may manifest for each of your characters is what you see within this canvas, this painting. And as soon as it begins to manifest, you almost can't look away. You find yourself staring and analyzing every detail of the painting before eventually you manage to break eye contact and move on within the maze. But every dead end that you hit has the same blank canvas that paints the same picture. It reminds you over and over again of the worst thing that you could possibly experience. The worst thing that could happen to you is what paints into the blank canvas. Eventually, after what feels like hours and hours and hours of navigating, maybe even a day, 2 days of navigating this maze in this dream, eventually you reach the center point where you see the black painted wooden floor beneath you gives way to a hatch, a ladder, and you have only one way to go but down. And so you do. You descend down the black painted wooden ladder that descends into essentially a void around you, and you keep climbing down until eventually your feet meet about, I would say, 1 inch deep layer of just water covering a stone floor. You can't see it, per se. You can only feel it and hear it, this thin layer of water that surrounds your feet. And in this thin layer of water, you watch the floor beneath you transform from stone and brick into a completely reflective surface. And one by one, little magical orbs of light throughout the space begin to blink on and reflect the floor upwards. It's just this endless hall of lights and a mirror floor with a thin layer of water over it. And looking down at yourself in the reflection, you see a hooded figure, shrouded hooded figure with a long robe. The robe itself is a deep, deep midnight purple with what look like maybe runic patterns, but it's a little hard to tell through the water, that are like etched across the fabric. Can't make out a face because the robe comes too far forward over their head, but you can feel eyes looking back at you through this mirror. And then they lift up an arm, and you see a hand comes out from the sleeve of the robe. A pale, pale hand with midnight purple painted fingernails. And although the skin is pale, it's perfectly manicured. Almost like it was meticulously done, this painting job of the fingernails. And you can see it, the skin is so pale, you see the veins through the like paper thin skin. And they're not the sort of almost bluish color you would expect veins to be, but they almost look black, thickened, as if there's like oily sludge moving through the veins instead of blood. And it almost looks like this figure is reaching up towards the mirror at you. And then you wake up in a heavy, nervous sweat that is cold. Even in this relatively warm basement, especially filled with the bodies of your comrades, the collective body heat in summer turns what would normally be a cold, damp basement into a nice sauna, but the sweat is cold that runs down your backs. As you all awake from your rest, you all take a stress. And it has ever so faintly ticked over to the following day. Naz, checking your pocket watch at the end of this rest, it is about 3 a.m. on Saldus, the 3rd of Fethel. But you all rouse from a way too long of a dream that made your sleep feel like it took way longer than it did. And try to shake off the nightmare as you gather in the central room that has the map strewn out on the table to decide what your next moves are.
Well.
Well, did everyone sleep well?
No.
Sleep in my fucking life.
Okay, good. It looks like we're all in the same feeling right now. Did we all experience something similar?
What are you talking
did-
about? Did we all have
Strange
bad dreams?
I feel like it's really good. So just a question for clarity.
Mhm.
We all woke up like at the same time, right? Like
No,
like
no, it varied. Like, because each of you fell
it
asleep
varied.
at
Okay.
different times too. So like,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's just when you
Okay.
were asleep, you had the same dream. You all had the same dream.
Okay.
I mean, after what happened yesterday, I wouldn't blame any of us for having bad dreams. Today is a new
That's
day.
fair.
We should focus on our next steps. Perhaps cutting through the woods to the sulfur mines, perhaps taking the long path down to Port Switch. I think that's the main question.
How
What
many
would
days do we
everyone
have
else-
left?
Yeah.
It hasn't been many days.
No,
It's only been 2? 1?
I think 3.
3 days. 3 days. So it took you
Yeah.
a little bit of time to get up here, but yeah, it's been 3 days, and your timer is 2 weeks. So
Exactly. So, if we go down, probably take us 2.5 days. Back up again, another 2.5 days. Hopefully, the mines don't take, I would say, that long, comparatively. But I would say we stick to the main road rather than cut through the woods. Unless some of you think otherwise.
you could
We have the time and it's safer.
you could stick along the mountain's edge if you wanted to.
Has that worked for you in the past?
Only made it this far, so. But just giving you options.
Appreciate it.
Would be the fastest. It's not wrong.
Well, is it a question of speed or a question of safety? And after what happened yesterday, I think it's fair if we take our time.
We have the time. We might as well take advantage of it.
Unless the mines end up taking too long and then we don't have the time to get back.
Right.
We do have to keep that in mind.
And,
And I think, wasn't the forest supposed to be relatively okay now?
It's true. It should be safe. The Valkyries did come through and clear out a great number of things here. But forgive me for being overcautious. But if you all wish to take the fastest course we can.
I also worry that if we're spending more time here, there's more time to encounter. Well, you know.
It's fair. It's fair. All right then. We hug the mountains pass.
Okay. Is that what you guys want to do?
I think it's the most logical thing. Going alongside the mountain makes it
Sure.
probably faster than going straight through the forest.
Do you want Arter to come with you?
Is
Doesn't
Arter willing?
have to for the medicine?
That's true. Good point.
It's
Well,
not
like, you guys always come
obligated?
back.
Good point.
That's the thing.
Oh,
So
No, that's my best friend Arter.
we may not.
He was
He'll
kind of
come-
having
he'll
yelling
come
at
with
me.
if you want him to.
we would. Here. Arter, we're going to probably go someplace that is dangerous. If you do not want to come along, that is fair. You could wait in Port Switch for us. And actually, the landing point
We're
was
not going
Murphy's
to Port
Farm.
Switch.
That's
I
right.
mean, if I'm waiting anywhere, it's gonna be right here.
Well,
I know
then.
this basement is safe, so that's where I'd stay.
Alright, you could come along and we'll give you the medicine and you can switch back or come along as long as you'd like. It's up to you.
I mean, as far as I can tell, I don't think any of you lot need my help. And you slew the fucking beast, so. As far as I'm concerned, I'm fodder in the pathway of all of you. So, I'll come with you, at least to get my medicine, and then I probably will double back. If it's alright with a lot of you.
Sure.
No problem with us.
Okay. That. Who leaves the hideout first? The basement first.
It's a great
I'll
question.
probably be, of course, the first one to walk out. It makes sense. It's what I do.
Okay. Heading out the bulkhead doors, sort of flapping open the wooden doors that do, or the steel doors that hold the bulkhead shut. You see resting on the couple of steps that are there to step up to go down into the bulkhead. You see there are, let's see, 7 vials, all in like almost like an 8-pack container. There's one spot missing, but you see there are 7 vials of what looks like almost like a semi-translucent gray liquid just resting there.
Okay, then you just see Zeke stop, look down. What the fuck? Just look back at you guys. There's some shit out here. I'll just pick that. I'm not picking it up. I'm not touching it. I step over it.
Okay.
That's for one of the other smarter individuals to look at.
Arcane sense.
They are magical, the vials.
Okay. Ardor? What
Yes.
does your medicine look like?
It's usually pretty thick and goopy. Typically takes on a bit of like a light red, almost pinkish coloration.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a paste more than it is like a liquid.
Okay, do you know what this is?
You see, he moves up past the group, up to the top of the steps and looks at the liquid. I do not know what that is, no.
Hey, do you know how it got here?
You're asking Ardor if he knows how it got here?
Yes.
No. I mean, we were all keeping watch in shifts, right? We didn't see anything?
I didn't see anything, no.
Looks at Mr. Potion Man.
Nas.
It's coming eventually. Naz would walk up and give it a look over.
Naz, on the side of the box, you actually see a note. It says, "The anti-venom I promised." But
Phew.
for some reason, nobody else sees it. Just you.
Naz
box.
would shout out, "You fuck!"
Oh.
And he's angry again.
Does that mean you know what it is?
Remember when I
Something pissed
spoke
him off.
to Nocturna, stating that he would get us anti-venom for the beast? Yeah, this is it.
Well,
A little too fucking late, but whatever.
Doesn't hurt to have, though.
Anti-venom only works on specific type of venom. This won't work for anything else.
Yes, but who knows if there's another creature like the one we just fought that exists here somewhere, so it doesn't hurt to still have.
Let's pray that that's not the case. But sure.
Alright.
okay, well, still polite that it was delivered.
Hey. Who's taking it?
Take it.
I assume, Naz, it's yours, right?
It's all of ours.
Okay.
How many bottles is it?
It's 7. 7 vials, one for each of you.
Well, I suppose we can all take one.
Yeah, it would be silly for me to keep it all. You should all take
Yeah.
one.
All right.
But you don't plan on getting poisoned 7 times in a row?
No.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Cool.
I'm just gonna make that an actual item to give to you guys.
That's so funny. It fucking showing up after. You're like, oh, okay, thanks.
Bro, my fucking Amazon Prime delivery.
It's
arrived
just
late.
such a
Bro.
middle finger. It's probably not Nocturno's fault, but it's such a middle finger from the, or like, here it is. And like, well, just when I needed it.
You'll see it under the consumable section of your inventories. I assume you're each taking 1.
All right, guys,
Thank
everyone
you.
take a sip now.
Yummy. Is it permanent?
You don't know?
Yeah, it lasts until you
Delicious.
pee next, so you gotta hold your piss for a long time.
Only works while it's in your body.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys begin to move towards the mines, I presume.
Yeah.
I will need a group instinct check as per usual to move anywhere off the paths.
Who is leading that?
I think that's Thess now.
I've got a
'cause-
+3.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but
okay.
Karopi, you do have your
Yeah.
experience that you could
That's
use
true.
if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I know this land.
You can do it.
That's my only hope, though. That's my only hope, though.
Ooh.
I don't know about all
You might
that,
want to
guys.
save that.
I don't know about that, guys.
All right.
Oh.
If that's the case, it sounds like
I'm
that's
just
his
gonna
leading.
roll my instinct.
Okay.
Oh, I'm feeling really instinctual today.
I'm here.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay.
Chat, we're doing great.
We're-
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh, good.
I think we need to reload the entire foundry, guys.
I think we're all dog water after that dream.
I like the state.
So
Three
you get
people rolled a
you get
1.
You get a situational +1 on this.
Okay.
I mean,
Wow. That's
Okay,
better than
that's
a
honestly
-3.
better than I thought. Oh, a 12.
50
Okay.
with hope. You can take your hope.
+1 would be 16. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. It was a success either way.
Okay. Yay.
All right. Cool. So it only takes you guys. Granted, moving through the forest is a little bit slower because you don't have like a firm path beneath your feet. But using the sort of mountain edge where the tree line sort of ends and the rocky mountain slope begins, using that as your sort of guide, you don't really have difficulty finding your way. It's not very difficult to like get lost, or not very difficult to keep your path. However, it is pretty rough terrain to move across. There's lots of situations where rocks will sort of slip out underneath you, and occasionally like someone trips and falls, or someone has to like catch somebody else before they hit the ground. It's pretty arduous. But I would say it probably would only take you like a day to get to the mines itself, or at least what you believe is the mining camp. As the tree line then gives way a little bit more to a clearing. You see what look like makeshift wooden walls that have now long since started to fall over and sort of slump or just have like complete holes in them that were erected around what looks like was once a camp. You see able to make out lots of old like pieces of cloth that probably once were tents. You can see 3 standing buildings and then 2 that have been like pretty much destroyed, like the roofs have essentially caved in. They're not going to be really accessible. But the other 3, 2 of which are made of wood, and then 1 like old stone building that are sort of all situated in the center of the camp. You can see at the far rear side of the camp, a large mine entrance. But you can't really see into the mine itself. It's a bit too dark, unfortunately. You'll have to get a little bit closer to get some light in there. But this is just what you can make out sort of on your approach to the side of the mining camp here. What do you guys want to do?
Is it late in the day? Or
No. It's
travel day?
Well, yeah, it would be, yes, because it would have taken you guys a whole day to get here. But you left at like 3 in the morning, so
Yeah.
realistically, it's probably like, I would say 7 p.m. probably. So it's a full day of travel. You guys are pretty tired once you get here, but
It's not literal late in the day. Okay.
no.
How do we feel about me orbing to scout?
Good idea.
That's fine.
Okay.
You can probably
Then
set up a little camp while you do that.
yeah, that
You guys
sounds
are
great.
camping outside the walls of the camp? Just want to ask. Just so I know roughly whereabouts your camp is going to be situated.
We
What do
should
you guys feel?
We should
I
look
think
in
we're just, I
first.
think we're scouting, and then
Yeah,
we'll be
look
looking
in
at
Scouting the
camp.
camp?
Yes.
Is that,
Okay.
is that the intention?
You
Okay.
see, Salt, before you asked that, I wasn't worried, but now...
I just want to know for my... so
Where
I
are
know
you
where you guys are located.
staying?
That's why.
Rubs hands.
So
together.
the enemy is in the top left tent of the camp.
No, I just wanted to know in relation to the camp itself whereabouts you guys were going to set up camp. But if you're not yet, then I'll hold.
Here, I'll just scout.
Okay, so you summon your orb, your floating eye, and where are you sending it in?
So, okay. Sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to brain. I think I'll just try to skulk along the edges and look for movement along the tents first.
Okay, so like basically tracing the top of the wall and then just like checking
Yeah.
out the cloth and whatever. Pretty much all of the tents are now fallen over. Like it's basically just piles of cloth on the ground essentially.
Okay.
Is what all the tents are. So the really only like erected structures are those 3 buildings in the center.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and peek into/around those and windows if I can.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an instinct check for me here.
Okay.
See how well you can see into these buildings and whatnot.
Because I'm peeking, I'm poking about a dead place. Could I use my experienced crow mindset?
I see
Nothing
where
more
you're
like a
going
crow
with
than
it.
poking around a dead place.
Yeah, it is very scavenger, but also I think that experience is more about crow memory. Unless I'm
It's more like
crazy,
collecting
but-
information. It's
Yeah.
because she's a crow at
I
heart.
see. I'll allow it. That's fine.
Yay!
Just make sure you spend the hope.
I'm on it.
And you spent the hope to use the orb, right?
Yeah. Let me make sure.
Perfect.
That couldn't have been worse.
12 with fear. Alright, well I would take my fear. 12, as you are looking around, you said specifically within the houses, right? Or the buildings in the center, rather?
Yeah.
And just peeking through windows and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So you float through. The buildings are long abandoned. Like, almost older than like the buildings you guys went through in Port Switch. Like that's how long abandoned these are. And you notice, like, back when you were in Port Switch, a lot of those buildings seemed like they were rushed when they were evacuated. These places are like put together, basically. Like you see furniture in here, some of which has like, you know, rotted away and whatnot in certain places, and maybe fallen over just from time. But like it's put together, like chairs are tucked underneath tables and desks and things like that, and like things are closed and put together. Like clearly there was no rush here. The general gist of, like, as far as building purpose, as you're looking through the windows and whatnot, you get the idea that the central stone building probably was like offices of some kind, maybe for like a foreman or officers that worked on the worksite. You see lots of like rooms that have desks and chairs and cabinetry and stuff like that. The side buildings look like they were barracks, the wooden buildings. And one of which you actually see there's a long sort of mess hall-like room, like a cantina almost, that was probably used for breaks and stuff. Looking around the two dilapidated buildings that sort of have roof cave-ins and look like they would be kind of dangerous to access, you can see some of the rooms that are at least still put together. One of them looks like it was definitely some kind of like recreation hall or something. Just based on sort of some of the furniture that you can see through the windows here that aren't like completely destroyed. The other building is so destroyed that you can't even really figure out a purpose for what it might have been at one point. But and you don't see, on a 12, I'll give it to you, you don't see signs of like a struggle or like a fight or anything like that. Like
Okay.
this,
Just natural dilapidation.
yeah, for sure.
Okay. Thess would return to her body, her pupils would return to her eyes. It doesn't look like there were any signs of a struggle, and there is one structurally sound building that has a few amenities. Otherwise, nothing is occupying the camp.
Guess we can set up camp in that.
The most fortified position, so why not?
Well, you guys are heading into the camp? Okay. I'm gonna say the fear aspect of your instinct check is gonna kick in a little bit later here. As you guys all file in through, do you go through the main entrance, or are you going through like one of the gaps in the side of the wall?
I feel like wall gap.
Yeah,
Okay.
gap.
I just scouted.
Sure.
Do I feel like wall gap is good? Okay, yeah, wall gap.
Sure. It's up to you. You didn't see any danger particularly anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Great gap in it.
Sure. You guys all sort of
We're gonna go
squeeze
through the wall
through
gaps.
a couple.
You said
a couple
nothing's
of
in
gaps
there. Why
the
not go
wall.
through the front door?
It's up to you guys.
True.
Wall gap's closer in my brain. Wall gap is
The
closer
wall
in
gap
We
my
can all
would
brain.
go
be
through
closer.
different places.
It's
We don't
true,
have
if you
to
want
go in the
to.
same spot. Zeke's
You
fine.
can-
Naz and I will go through the wall gap. Y'all go through the main entrance.
Okay.
Freaks.
Those of you who do go through the main entrance, you see the gate that was here, that was like served as like the entry point to the camp itself. The gates have now since long fallen over, but you do see a placard that was like nailed up against the outside of the gate. As you're like stepping forward, you can see a lot of the dirt and like sand and whatnot has been kicked up over the top of this door that now lay flat. But you can see this placard that says sulfur mine out of service, decommissioned, basically. You can see this placard on the front gate that they had nailed up. It's a little off-putting, because to you in your heads that means that this was abandoned even before the evacuation had taken place, so it's a little bit worrisome, but anyway.
Drug
Moving
emoji.
on. Yeah. You guys move past. Where are you headed towards? Which building? Or no building? It's up to you.
Thess would point out the structurally sound kind of office with the cantina.
Yeah, the one stone building out of all of them.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Moving past the front door, I imagine Zeke is probably first. Zeke, as you push the door open, one of the rusted hinges that's like connect to the stone snaps, and the door falls off of the hinge with a loud boom, a thud onto the wooden floor on the inside. Like a loud, like the door almost bounces off of the wooden floor as it collapses inwards.
My bad.
Okay.
As the dust settles, and you all like wait to see if there's a reaction. You don't hear any movement or anything. It was just a really loud bang.
Fun.
Some light property damage.
But
So I don't know
making
my
your
own
way in-
strength.
making your way into the building, you see the first room that you enter into is that sort of like cantina area. You see a collection of long tables, maybe enough seating here for probably about 20 or so people to eat at a time. You can see that there is an attached sort of kitchenette with like an open window space that leads to that kitchen. A couple of other side rooms, and then a set of stairs that lead upwards, which, Thess, from your precursory sort of glance at this building, the second floor is like all offices in this building. The first floor is sort of more just for like eating and talking.
Yeah.
You would presume you didn't see any windows into these side rooms here, but you're like, if there were no windows, it's either lavatories or closet space, most likely.
It's stone, so this should be at least relatively safe.
I'm gonna fix the door.
Okay.
All right.
Pick it up and.
Sure.
I
You
can
hold
do
it up
that.
in place, as I'm sure. As you're just using some magic for that, I assume.
Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
minor mending.
Sure, no problem. As you sort of mend the rusted bolt back into place into the stone. The hinge is definitely still rusty, so the door has like a
Yeah.
heavy squeak to it, but like at least it's in place now.
Some semblance of feeling secure.
Mm-hmm.
This
You're
is
not sure how
most
much of
weird-
this furniture is going to be usable. In fact, a lot of the chairs now have like legs that are missing, and things like that, just from time weathering the space. But floorboards seem sturdy enough.
Well, we can set up camp at least.
As well.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right.
All right. You guys begin to set your things down in various spaces across the building. Are you guys looking to bunk down here and then tackle the mine in the morning, or what is your plan?
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
assume so.
Makes the best sense, or at least, unless Das wants to scout remotely out again.
You could,
I could while this
Scout
is
into
still
the mine.
active.
if you want to.
I can scout for a little bit. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's go eyeball.
Sure. So
You and
send
me,
the,
eyeball.
Send the eyeball out. So you're sending it into the mine itself now?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Your eyeball goes out. It would make it probably about 40 feet into that main entrance. You can see clearly they have like rails set for mine carts that would go in. And you can see like the general entryway here. Within the cavernous space of the entrance does have lots of like raised platforms and things, and like clearly they were mining out spaces in here as well, and there's scaffolding that's sort of holding up the space. But after that 40 foot where you would expect the mine to continue, you run into rock and rubble. You see like a massive, what almost looks like a cave-in has happened here.
Bess would switch her senses back to herself.
About 40 feet in, there's just a cave in. Completely.
Well, that makes our job easier.
Well,
Wow.
the mines are cleared.
Hold
Pick it up, guys.
on.
I don't think that's true.
I'll go look. And as it's
You're gonna go look.
Physically?
Yes. With
Why?
my
I can describe
eye.
it to you just fine.
I don't know. It could be some illusion. I want to touch the stone with my own hands.
I can ram it with the eyeball.
Yeah, that's
Is the
kind
eyeball
of the
physical or magical? I don't know how the eye works, personally.
It is. I
Well,
think it's a physical orb.
It is.
All right, ram it then.
Okay. I'll put my sense back into the eyeball and I'm gonna ram a rock with it.
Sure. How hard?
I'll give it a gentle nudge at first.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It does
Eyeball
stop.
exploded.
It does hit rock.
Okay. I'm gonna push a little harder.
Okay. Push a little harder. It still doesn't budge. Seems like physical rock, at least according to your eyeball.
I'll switch my senses. Oh no, that's a rock. It's a rock.
And is but just to clarify, it is a cave-in, so it's like lots of rocks have like piled.
Yeah.
In. It's not one big boulder in the way.
One singular rock.
Well, yeah. I'm like,
It's not a boulder.
Big.
It's a rock.
Big rock.
just wanted to
big
clarify.
intimidating rock.
Fair.
Uh,
Well,
It's many rock. Sorry. Let me.
it's all right.
Okay.
And there wasn't any other entrance to this place. Yes, it was just that.
There's.
The only
I mean,
one you
there are.
guys. It's the only one you've seen from this side, as far as you can tell. Like from this camp, that is the one entrance into the mine.
There are tracks and there's scaffolding, but there's a massive cave-in.
And you should, I should
So-
say as well, you can see the rails from like the mine carts do go like underneath the cave in, like it would
Cave-in.
continue in
Yeah.
that direction. Yeah. Same thing with like
Oh.
the scaffolding.
Do you think they caused the cave in? Because they said this place was decommissioned.
I was going to say this place was probably closed down, possibly due to a cave-in in the first place.
That's true. It's possible.
That
Unless
is
they
possible.
caved it in themselves.
That I
I
believe less.
I do want to also be wary of the fact that there is a cave-in and this is called the Sulphur Mines. Perhaps finding a more humane way to do this than a miner's canary, but I don't want to well, I don't want any of us to inhale toxic gas.
Fair.
Would not end well.
My eye does not respirate, so I have no way of knowing.
For now, we can tackle it come morning.
All right. But yes,
All right.
big cave-in, lots of rocks.
You guys gonna take a rest?
I'll dismiss my very brave eyeball.
Sure.
It did good.
I would imagine that probably partway through this rest is when his medicine will be finished and Arda will make his
Yes.
departure.
Okay.
He will head back.
Good luck on your journey. Hand medicine.
He would say, I'm sure I'll see you all again in the future. If you would like
Yes.
to come back, so just stay safe, and my safe house is open to the lot of you whenever you need it.
Thank you kindly.
At least until I move on. Then I suppose it'll be yours if you want it to use.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Stay safe. You see, he would pick up his things and head out the front door, back towards the Severed Gate Inn. So, as you guys bed down, go ahead, take your long rest or your downtime actions as you see fit.
So I'm gonna work on a project, which is kunai.
Yep, you
Just
got it.
getting used to them.
I'm gonna work on a project called Health Potion.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Does anyone want to prepare with me?
I'll prepare. Oh, just kidding.
Oh, you can prepare.
Me and Kuopi are gonna prepare.
We prepare. Yuri style.
Yuri.
Oh?
Yuri.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh?
Who said that? Who said that?
Oh,
Who said
I don't
that?
know.
Hey,
And-
Saveus, want to prepare?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
They're copying us, bro.
Yeah, but like we're cool, you know.
Damn.
Damn, Prince stealing Saveus from Zeke. How could this happen?
And then I think the yeah,
Yuri stocks are up.
Well, everyone's
Yuri
preparing
stocks are
except
up,
now,
Yowie
so I
stocks
guess
are
I
up.
guess Zeke, you're on your own for your prepare.
It's fine. That is okay.
No,
I have
will
nothing
take
I wanna do.
I will take the watch rolls this evening. We'll do that first and foremost.
Guys, I want to gamble. Anyone feel like gambling? Ooh, our rolls also aren't
Ooh.
good. I like gambling.
Oh God.
I'm
Anybody
sorry,
wanna
you'll
take
have
a
to.
spot? Oh,
Ugh.
that's 2 sixes.
Ooh.
That means we gotta take a 6.
No. That means we have to
I-
take salts.
There's actually a thin
There-
herd 6.
There's a somewhat reasonable chance we might have to gamble here, guys.
Guys,
we actually might have to
fi-
gamble.
Guys,
Is that it?
50%
everybody?
chance Salt's rolls better than us. We should just
Yeah,
take
that's
it.
all the watches. So you guys have to
That is
decide
all
whether
the
you're taking a
watches.
6 or 5.
I
or
think
9.
we gamble.
There's
I
actually
have to.
I have to do the stress roll.
we gotta
You
you
guys
just
are
get
gonna
rid of
gamble.
all your stress, right? Yeah.
All right, you take mine. I rolled a 7.
Yay!
Wow, we were the most mid rolls.
Arguably better, yeah.
Which 7 is? It's a normal watch, normal night. However, I will say, I imagine that as part of your watches, you guys are taking some time to go through the rest of this building, aka looking through the offices and the other miscellaneous spaces within the building, just to make sure that the building itself is completely clear. You would find some documents in regards to this place, a little bit of history that paints a little bit of a better picture as to what actually went down here. First of all, the cave-in was actually done by them on purpose. The mine had been, once they had reached deep enough, the mine had started to be polluted by little small rock sprites, which they dubbed as sulfur sprites. These little sort of rock-like pixies that would effectively torment the miners that went all the way down to sort of the farther depths of the mine. At first it was sort of waved off like the miners were just hallucinating from being down there for too long, until eventually one of the miners was actually able to bring one back. And there you would see there is like a depiction or like a rendition of what this thing kind of looks like, and it literally is just a small floating collection of rocks, basically, of yellow stones. And they found out through an unfortunate accident that if you tried to basically kill one of these things and succeeded, they explode when they die. And so there's actually a short catalog of miners who were injured and even perished at the hands of basically sulfur sprites. And so eventually you would find correspondence between Port Switch and this mining camp, the foreman that used to run it, basically stating that, operations are too dangerous to continue forward. These sulfur sprites are too much of an issue, and that the mine should be shut down instead of continuing to operate. And so it was like basically a government mandated cave-in of the mine so that the sulfur sprites couldn't plague anybody else, and the mine was abandoned. The timestamp, as far as like these letters and this paperwork and stuff that you would find, dates back to almost like 450 years ago. So it was long before the evacuation that this place was abandoned, and left to its own devices here. But yeah, paints you a little bit of a picture of kind of what happened here. And what dangers lie beyond the cave-in, I suppose, as well. But, as for those of you who are preparing together, I would like for you to explain how you do so. And what that looks like.
I think that Thess probably approached Karopi and silently sat next to her.
Okay. Croupy, yeah.
I
I'd kind of like give you the side eye that look up and down and kind of nod.
noticed you haven't been talking to Naz a lot recently. Something happened.
Wow. You remember that tree? And the
Other
sap?
than the yeah, no, that's fair. I'm sorry that happened.
Why are you sorry?
Well, you suffered bodily harm. You could have been injured. I'm sorry that it happened to you.
What makes you care so much for others? I don't understand.
Well, in a way, others are kind of all that I have. I don't know myself, but I know other people. Knowing them makes them worth protecting as much as I can. I can't do as much as Zeke, but I can care. That's something.
You and I are very, very different.
I know. It's not a bad thing.
I couldn't even stand my own ground during that fight. It's embarrassing.
I disagree.
What makes you say that?
I had a different perspective. Literally a different perspective. I was above you. I saw everything that you did.
I'm sure I looked like an ant getting squashed from up there.
You do realize that ants are incredibly efficient and strong, don't you?
Do you think I don't know that? Do you know who you're talking to?
I do, which is why I'm surprised. But I do know ants also work best with their colony.
I'll never have one of those.
Why not?
You wouldn't even begin to understand.
You're right. I can't. If you don't tell me, I can't, and I won't try to because that's unfair to you.
Why am I telling you this?
Maybe you want to. Might as well tell someone, right?
Everybody I tell dies. Doesn't matter.
Then let's not die.
You saw how our last fight went.
I did.
You did.
Did you die?
No, but
Good, keep not doing that. You didn't die. You lit yourself aflame and helped us kill that thing. Without you, we wouldn't have.
I'm not so sure
Yes.
about
Kuropi, your contribution wasn't big and flashy and one massive hit. It was a slow, controlled burn that let us win. I didn't think you'd be one for grand gestures. You don't need them.
that. I think there's something to be said about having witnesses to being able to stand on my own 2 feet. I don't like to rely on others.
Well, I saw it. I had to lift myself out of that thing's reach, or I would have dropped instantly. I had to run and take cheap shots from the air. You held your ground. And I witnessed it.
I should have asked Arter for one of his cigarettes.
You should have. Maybe Naz can. Oh no, Naz is on your shit list.
Do you think he'd even give me one?
He might, and if he doesn't, I can ask for one. Maybe I've taken up smoking. Do you think he could make them?
You are not the type. I hate to break it to
No.
you.
I think I'd look pretty cool with a cigarette.
I think you'd look stupid, but
Yeah.
do whatever you want, I guess.
Fine, well, if I get a cigarette from him, if he happens to be able to make them, I'll pass it to you so I don't look stupid.
Maybe I'll try talking.
Sure. And, Gropey, I understand the feeling of wanting to be alone. I certainly wanted to be alone at the beginning. You saw me.
I did. But
And you are the only one who knows what I look like. Feral. And you get to keep that.
that's true.
There are always other parts of us than those that we present outwardly. You have a very special piece of me. And I thank you for keeping it.
It's just part of the job.
Well, in that case, I think you've earned your cigarette.
I think I need a whole pack. Are you kidding?
Maybe you should talk to Naz about it.
Maybe I will.
Good. She just sit in silence and continue scribbling in her journal.
Cool. With that, Prim and Saveus, how do you guys prepare together?
Prim is gonna probably go up to Saveus, probably right before people start resting. Loa, what would you say Saveus is up to? Normally, like before bed.
For bed, probably just me, just what is it? Probably just preparing his belongings, like making sure his armor's fixed and cleaned up, sword sharp, general hygiene.
Okay. Well, while you're just doing all of that, Prim's just gonna walk up and just, assuming there's like a table or a counter nearby, just hop onto it and just sit on it. Hey, so you have time for a quick chat?
Like my time is being used for anything else when we're out here.
Good point. Well, I was curious. You know how we were talking about setting up the whole big show once we're back? I was curious if you came up with any ideas for someone to fight yet.
That was something I wanted to talk to you about. So, I was originally thinking that maybe you could be up against Zeke, but honestly, do you not think it would be more interesting for the general public to see how Reclaimers fight alongside each other? Perhaps that
Fight alongside. Against who, though?
That's where I'm having a bit of difficulty. Is there anyone? Need to find someone that's strong, well known. don't know if anyone on the council is really fitting of that description.
Well, if you want to fight alongside Zeke, you don't need just one, but you need two. It isn't a fair fight if it's just a 1v2, you know.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
But I do like your idea. Seeing cooperation instead of competition can help drive a bigger hope and inspiration towards the capabilities of their claimers.
Would be a bit better of a show that way, instead of having the two of us duke it out.
Well, let's think about it. Let's go through the entire council. Who do you think is the strongest among them?
Asal, remind me, what is the name of the general, that fuck-ass general that we all hate?
Corvain is his name, General Corvain.
There is always that General Corvain that seems to not really trust us. Perhaps knock him down a peg or two.
The one issue is Corvain's not very well known outside of his main, his main is troops. I don't know if he's a big enough draw.
I want to correct you. My apologies.
Okay, is that wrong? Okay.
If people saw a poster that said 2 Reclaimers are going to fight the Ashen General, they would show up. They might not know his exact name or his face, but his title alone carries enough weight, is what I would say.
Gotcha. Well, he does have renown. He would be a draw-in, but the issue is he also needs someone who would be willing to join him, unless you think he's capable to 1v2 you and Zeke.
Thought would have Saveus have heard anything about his combat prowess, or
He's never particularly seen him fight. The only people who really have probably seen Corvain fight at all would be the ones who are under his command. Because the Ashen, reminder, their job is peacekeeping. It's not fighting, right? So, who knows how strong he might be, or what his fighting capability even looks like. As far as Saveus is probably concerned, his title was earned through politics and not fighting prowess, but you don't actually know.
we could always check back in when we're back on the island. This is, of course, just all assuming Zeke would even be willing to step into that arena.
Well, I think that's a conversation you should have had with him. Because once you want to officially challenge someone like the General, we have to make a show of it. Because if we don't make a show of it, it's not going to draw people in. It's not going to put the let's say the weight of the people when they consider accepting or declining. So
Yes, I know all that. You're acting like I haven't been in this business for years.
I don't know how much work you do besides just doing the fighting.
But yeah, I will have to have a backup plan in case this isn't really up Zeke's alley.
Well, I think the backup plan is either you then challenge the general yourself, or if Zeke doesn't want to cooperate, you can also just challenge him.
Fair points.
I say for now, next chance you get, offer this idea to Zeke. I think he'd at least be willing to hear out a possible idea.
Okay, I will.
Alright. Well, that's all I wanted to talk about. Make sure to get some rest. Who knows what we might have to do tomorrow.
Hopefully it's a bit more restful than last night.
Yes, hopefully. Alright. Prim will let you be.
Cool. All right. So, your rest comes to an end. You guys kind of called it an early night, so it'd probably be pretty early in the morning. I would say, like, probably, I would say 5 a.m. by the time you guys are, like, done with your rest officially and, like, ready to do whatever it is you may decide to do today.
Okay. So, we know that within that mind, there is an unknown quantity of exploding murder.
It's safe to assume we're not going into the mine. I don't assume any of us wish to, and seeing how it was foreclosed before the evacuation, there's no point.
We also don't know how long it'd take us to dig through the cave-in, so...
How are we supposed to clear that all out? Things that that's basically their home? They get created there, maybe?
Maybe?
It's not a priority, and it's not what we're here to do. We're here to destroy creatures of the night, and little sulfur fairies aren't creatures of the night, so...
Remind
I
us,
guess
Salt,
that's
what
fair.
exactly did they say they wanted about the sulfur mines? They wanted us to clear it out for sure? Or
They
if we
want
could?
their whole idea, like the whole point of this final expedition is to make sure that the area and the region south of the Severed Range is safe, so that if they were to move people in, those people are not going to be in peril. That's the goal of this expedition. So it's up to you to decide whether you think those sulfur sprites beyond that cave-in are going to cause this place to be unsafe or not.
Some people wander into an abandoned caved-in mine, somehow get through, especially with it's foreclosed. It's on them.
That's
And I highly
fair.
doubt they'll send randoms. I mean, we'll report to them what is
Exactly.
there.
It's.
We-
I believe, for the time being, there's nothing for the mines. You were saying, Sirius?
And we haven't seen any sign of these sulfur sprites
No.
outside.
Seeing
You
how
guys
we
haven't
also...
you haven't even seen sulfur in general.
Mhm.
Like, this place is completely emptied of any. Like, there's stones and stuff that have been left behind, and like old tools that are now long since disheveled, but no sulfur rocks anywhere. You don't actually even, surprisingly, you don't even get the smell of sulfur here. Nothing.
No. Seeing how...
Do they really need a mine?
I mean, mines are important.
What does sulfur even do? Remind me.
Well, it could be used as an explosive to make acids, a great reagent for a number of different methods. It can even be used for medicine. The list go on.
There are practical reasons on why we should open it up, theoretically.
No. There's enough. Take in mind, there is literal. It's called the sulfur. We smelt sulfur off the shore. There's sulfur elsewhere. We don't need to clear a mine for it.
But
It's
in
fine.
fact, the water the water at the
Exactly.
water's edge of Port Switch was like almost tinted yellow.
Exactly.
That's how much sulfur there was in the
It's
water.
when it's not
Why
necessary.
then is there a whole mine to mine sulfur if there's sulfur
Okay,
elsewhere?
where do you think the
Maybe it
sulfur
leached.
came from?
Yeah.
So they just dump the sulfur in the water?
No, it probably leaked in. It was used and materials are good. They probably had processing, and like Thessaly states, it leaked into the water.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Oh.
part of the water cycle with groundwater. Groundwater was most likely contaminated by sulfur.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, all in favor, I guess, of leaving this?
I think we're in agreement with that, but
Sure.
do we go past the severed gate? That is the question. Do we just leave, or do we push on?
What was our job?
Our job was to clear the beast at the gate and check
We
out
did
the
it?
sulfur mines, correct?
We did it.
Yes.
That's all they
to
asked
make
us to do this time.
Everything south of the severed range should be considered safe. We've cleared Port Switch, we've gone to Murphy Farm, we've done the severed gate, and we've done the sulfur mine. So, yes, technically we should just leave.
You're wanting to entertain the thought of pushing into the lower Midlands a little bit.
We don't
It's-
have to.
Uh,
There's no time
Yeah.
rush. So I'm not saying we must, but it was a possibility.
I think we could just come back with more resources. That will make
I-
us better equipped, perhaps?
Very well.
Yes, I agree.
Should we make our way to Murphy Farm then?
Sure.
Guess we're done. You want to take the leisure route?
What?
We have time.
We could cut through Port Switch just to make sure one last cut through, and it's not like we should.
We have the time.
It's
Doesn't
good to be
hurt.
Might as
thorough.
well.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
So
the
you guys are
plan.
following the path.
We're gonna
Yep.
follow the pass down to Port Switch, then we're gonna make our way north, and we're gonna go to Murphy Farm.
Okay.
Yippee!
I'm not going to require any instinct checks since you guys are following the road. Though, albeit the road at certain points is overgrown, but not overgrown to the point where you can't recognize it anymore. And then you guys said you were checking Port Switch. I mean, nothing's changed. You see all the dead night vines, old corpses, and things of that nature that are here still. But outside of that, you don't see any like purple vines growing through the stones or anything like that. And then you make your way back up to Murphy Farm. All told, I think it'd probably take you guys, I would say, probably about 4 days in total to get back to Murphy Farm, taking the long way around and taking some time to actually check Port Switch and make sure nothing is awry. So I'm going to go ahead and skip forward. 2, 3, 4. So it's Fridays of the same week.
Can we say we prepared on our long rests?
Yeah, you guys can get your hope up and clear your...
Let's smash that hope button.
Gosh, I'm already maxed.
I'm maxed now.
Brag about it.
But
Damn, what was the
uh,
point of preparing together? We were gonna get all this hope anyway.
Who knows? We could have
RP.
done. We could have been stupid and just gone into the mines. Like, no, let's clear it out, you guys. Yeah, we could do it.
Could've,
Yippee!
if you had a way.
Yeah, we
I
need a
will
bomb.
ask any conversations over the course of this time period, or are you guys just sticking to business here?
I guess the base will talk to Zeke if that's on the
Sure.
table.
Yeah.
I
There is a
want to
table.
talk to Naz.
We can
Okay.
be on it.
Well, we'll start with Sabeus and Zeke then. Should be during a rest or during walking or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, what do you prefer?
I think it would probably happen during rest because isn't our walking order that Zeke's up in the front but Survey is all the way in the back just so that
Yeah, but it might change during port switch. You never know.
Yeah,
You guys are
that's
kind of.
true.
I wouldn't imagine you guys would be traveling too much in a group in Portsmouth, but it's up to you.
Probably during a rest.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Okay, yeah, Saveus would approach you, Zeke. Would there be anything of note that you would be doing during any of the rest?
Um, I'm petting dog. I'm petting and playing with dog.
You know, I didn't really question it before, but you really brought a dog to this place?
Oh, you don't know? Thought everyone knew. This is the Brutus, the dog that we, found at the inn, that tavern inn thing.
Oh. They have
They
a
look
bit
different.
more meat on their bones than I'm used to.
Yeah.
And I remember.
Man, I guess we really didn't tell you. I kind of just assumed some of the people in the group were a little bit more chattier than others and would just explain things. Awkward. Yeah. So apparently the last time we went back, it was on the ship with us, snuck its way there, snuck off the ship, was being chased down by Drex and Karopi, and Naz and I happened to run into them, found him at the main pillar, just laying next to it, and the pillar or something of that likes fixed it, healed him. For the most part, there's some kind of messed up parts, as you probably see. I'm probably chucking a stick, and like he probably brings it back, and you see his mouth is like black, heavily, and a little like messed up still. But
Hey, going to be honest, doesn't really make sense to me, but good for them, I guess.
you and me both, buddy. I don't get it either. So yeah, that's why. I mean, granted, even if I wanted to try to leave him behind, he almost doesn't ever try to leave my side unless I quite literally tell him to. And even then, he seems sad when he does too. So, I don't know.
Well, in any case, there was something that Prim was planning that I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
Prim wants to set a performance between the two of us with their music and me in the arena to what was it again? Both in a sense bring in a greater audience and to show what the Reclaimers are capable of. They wanted me to try to find an opponent that would bring about an interesting show if I were to fight them. At first I was thinking that maybe I could fight you, but honestly, the show would be more interesting if it was the two of us fighting side by side to show how the Reclaimers work together. But, of course, that all hinges on if you're actually willing to joining the arena. Otherwise, then I'll just try to find out a different plan.
You see that he's sit there, he's probably on one knee as he's throwing the stick back and forth. And he said, "What was the purpose behind this? Just for the hell of it?"
You know that Prim and I are performers of two different, what do you call it? Well, we're both performers, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way to draw in a bigger crowd. And Prim put it in a bit better words, but just to show the public a bit more of bringing a bit more faith into the Reclaimers, to the general public. If they see how strong we are, then we can put a bit of their minds at ease.
Okay. I mean, have either of you noticed a rumbling amongst the people that feel like they need that motivation? I mean, it seems like every time we come home, there's always a roaring crowd there to welcome us back. A very large one. So,
We'll be right there. But doesn't hurt to put on the show, does it?
when are you wanting to do it?
We're planning on doing it one of the days that we'll be back at the island. Didn't have a set day until we've figured out the plan. If you want, you can talk to Prim a bit more about that.
Why didn't Prim just approach with you? It's your guys' plan together, right? I feel like it'd be good to have both of you. Okay.
The musical performance is Prim's end. The actual arena combat is mine to figure out.
Okay. What? Who theoretically would we be fighting?
Still trying to figure that out. Was honestly leaning towards that that general guy that doesn't seem to like us. I'd like to see if he's all bark and no bite.
Is that your only option?
Unless you know of any other strong and well-known people on the island. Perhaps on the council.
Why the council specifically?
Just an idea. Doesn't have to be them.
There's always Diego. Although I feel like, from what I can judge, I don't think it's going to go over well for us. But that is a very good option. I at least know he can put up a fight. I don't know anything realistically about the general. I would hope he can, but are we trying to make this look super realistic, or are we just talking for a show, for fun?
I would lean towards a bit more of a show. If that changes your options.
Well, I feel like if it's for a show, I feel like Diego would probably be the smarter one because we can have him as an in on that we're trying to put on a show. Don't really know jack about this general. Whether he will carry on a show, or for all we know, he could be as strong or even stronger than Diego, and he could just try to take that moment in making us belittling us as much as he possibly can to incentivize his push for getting his people here. So it could backfire in the long run, but I don't know.
You want to bring this conversation over to Prim then?
Where's Prim at?
I don't know. I'm just chilling somewhere.
Just eating like a sandwich in the corner of camp.
Two large men approach you.
Oh, wonderful.
Zeke has some ideas that you would like to share.
Oh, so I assume Zeke's on board?
Show. Yeah, you're trying to put on the
Yes.
show, right?
Yes, draw on the biggest crowd. You put the bring the most hope to the people, you know, give them some fun. Something that draws in people.
So, Tavea said, then, you're wanting this to just be more of a performance versus a legitimate fight.
I'm not the expert of how the arena normally goes, but I assume any kind of fight is normally some level of actual fighting and then actual doing cool stuff for the people. So it's a matter of what you want your aim is as well. If you, in the show, I'm not going to control what you want to do during the fight. If you want something serious, go for it. If you want something that can be a bit more bombastic and show-offy, go for that too.
So, we were talking then about, and I'm still entertaining the idea. Not saying yes, not saying no.
Of course.
But trying to work out some things to understand. And we were intending the idea of the general, but if it's supposed to be more of a performance, meaning we should probably let the other person know, I was thinking more Diego, someone who is proven in the eyes of the public to be strong, and we at least have enough of a connection that we could explain this is a performance. So if the hope is supposed to be there, ultimately we should win. Not saying we would lose against the general, but that is a wild card that we don't know. And I feel like if the general is stronger than what we anticipated and we lose against him, or he makes us look bad, that just adds more chips into his pocket, basically, to push his agenda.
That makes sense to me. I think then go for Diego. And I assume, to make it fair, unless you think Diego versus both you two is a more fair fight, or if Diego getting a partner is more fair, that can also be discussed with Diego himself. But I think whenever this is officially arranged, there should still be some sort of public announcement or like challenge, is what I'm saying. But you can still talk to Diego beforehand. I trust you know Diego, right? Or you know, or at least familiar
Yes.
with him enough. Have this conversation.
Probably talk about it on the way back. It'll probably be the best place to talk about it outside of prying eyes and ears, but I'll make my decision based upon what he says, possibly.
Of course. Just keep me updated on how it goes then.
Cool.
Thank you for
That's
your
it.
current cooperation, but we'll see how things go.
Sounds good. I'll go off to play with dog unless I get stopped.
Okay.
Yo, I'm gonna come pet the dog too.
Come play with dog.
Hell yeah.
Sabaeus walks over to just judge the dog, and then occasionally pet them.
Evil and intimidating Sabaeus.
Okay. And then Thess and Naz had a conversation, right? Over the course of this
Yeah.
time period? All right. If Noah's here. I see he's muted.
He's left. It's
I'm
okay.
here.
There he is.
Yeah, sometime during this time period, Thess would just try to approach Naz at a time that he doesn't look too engrossed in his work.
He's not
Probably
writing
while,
much.
probably while moving, I would imagine.
Yeah,
Would be
honestly.
the only time
it's-
he's not super busy.
Yeah.
Then she would just keep pace with him and slowly turn her gaze to him to try to start a conversation. Hi.
Do you need something?
I don't need anything. I was just checking in.
On me. All right.
Yes. How are you?
I'm right. I'm all right. Like I said, well, making our way.
Mm-hmm. Well, you were just inundated with a great deal of information, and immediately after, you had to perform a task. So I wanted to see how you were coping with that.
I am. Shrug. It is a valuable recourse that will certainly help us on our journey and certainly help us on many other things, but it's not something I have in mind at the moment. Nothing comes to mind that I guess I have a value to trade with Fellerton.
All right. Well, it's good that it's relevant. It's good that it's relevant for later. It's not pertinent. That's good. I just also meant, well, you seem to have been upset. I was hoping that maybe you're feeling better.
I appreciate your optimism.
So that's a no.
No.
All right.
How are you feeling, since you're so curious to ask questions?
Well, obviously I'm worried about those of us that, fell unconscious during our bout with that thing.
Not outwardly harmed visually, but can understand your feeling. The damage may be internal or even mental. We won't know
Right.
till some time.
And something is wrong. I know something is wrong. And I'm too scared to even approach it because
What do you mean?
the last thing I haven't approached Zeke because I'm scared that when
What?
well, I'm scared. I haven't approached him because I'm scared that it will look to him like I'm studying him because I'm trying to figure out something that's wrong.
What are you
And I
talking
don't.
about? You love him, and he loves you.
Of course
You
I do.
can't-
I don't want to approach him while I'm this worried because I'm going to be looking for a solution. It's the way I am, and so I don't want him to feel as though I'm seeing him as a problem. So I'm waiting until that instinct dies so that I can just
Okay.
move on.
Okay. I'll speak to Zeke. I'll check in on him and try to figure out what's ailing him to a better extent.
And I promise I didn't want that out of this conversation. That's not why I approached you. I appreciate that you offer.
It's okay if that is what you wanted. I don't
It
mind.
wasn't. I would have been upfront. I would have said, hey, Naz, please go talk to Zeke right now. I am at least blunt about Zeke, so I would have.
Wow.
But other than that, sorry that those antidotes came late.
It's... Something probably happened. Our means of communication was destroyed, so maybe Nocturna got cut off from us, and I was just trying to make good on that promise. I'm just doing my best to give the benefit of the doubt and not take it as a blatant insult.
I don't think it was a slight if it was still delivered.
It's a slight if he saw the corpse on our person.
I try to think of efforts as efforts, and if nothing else, you have quite an interesting vial to study.
I suppose. There's a positive.
It's something. I just also don't know why everyone, well, not everyone, but it's clear with the flitting about that Zevaeus is planning something, which is, I don't want to say remarkable, but it is not something I expected him to do.
Probably something Rem is thinking. Another show, perhaps.
Oh, that would work. Oh, I'm so sorry, Naz. I am going to ask something, and you are free to deny it. Do you know how one makes and or procures cigarettes?
What?
I want...
Cigarettes?
I don't know where to get them.
The local general store back at Violet Haven?
Alright. How much do they cost?
I don't know. I don't smoke.
So you... okay. So you wouldn't know how to make them either?
I mean, it's not hard, but I don't see any tobacco plants laying around, do you?
Can you smoke other things?
Where is this coming from? It just looks so
Maybe-
confused.
Maybe I've gotten really into drugs lately. I don't know.
I understand we've been through traumatic experience, and you may
No,
want
no.
to take substance to, cope, but it's not a healthy means.
I don't want it for me.
Okay? For
I
Zeke,
just-
then?
No,
Think
he
that'll
doesn't
help him?
smoke. I don't think he smokes.
Okay.
Does he smoke?
I don't know.
I don't think
you know
so.
him
I've never
more
seen
than
him
me.
smoke. Well, we all show different sides of ourselves to different people.
Oh, you think he's hiding himself from you, then?
I don't know. Something's
Okay.
clearly wrong. It's okay, not thinking about
Okay.
that.
We can put this smoking business on hold. Let me go speak to
Okay.
Zeke and try to get a hold of the situation, because clearly
Okay.
this is eating you up inside.
Thank you, Naz. I appreciate you. Let me know if I can get you anything.
Ugh. I'll have to think about that, but nothing comes to mind.
Okay. Bye, thank you.
At some point, Naz is approaching Zeke.
Got really into drugs lately.
Go ahead.
Probably giving lunch. Naz would say, "May I speak to you, Zeke?"
Yeah.
Why not?
How are you feeling? Takes out his book.
He was about to speak, pauses as he sees the book. Why do you ask?
You don't seem yourself.
Do you know me?
Well, I have seen you journey and travel these past few days, and my goodness, you've been less chatty with Thessaly. Is everything all right?
Nothing to say, I guess. I mean, just doing our thing. I don't know what to say, really.
You mentioned after being struck that there was a pain in your head akin to a gripping sadness. Has it subsided? Grown? Changed in any way?
I mean, I kind of just decided to put it in the past. I don't know what it was, but it felt like I lost something. That was the best explanation I could give. What that something was, I have no clue.
A memory?
Do you feel pain when you lose a memory?
Maybe. Depends on what you lose. Loss comes in many different forms. Maybe you lost a memory that means a great deal to you. Tell me all the people you know and that you knew. The people closest to you to start with.
Do I have to list all of them off? Are you gonna write them all down?
Sturdy's sake, yes. This is a checkup. I'm trying to make sure your mental health and your, well, brain isn't damaged.
I am fine. My brain is not damaged. I am good.
Then prove it. It's either examination via the archive when I tell them what happened, or by me.
I mean, they could certainly try. Ain't gonna happen. But everything is fine, honestly. Whatever happened, happened. I don't know what it was. It's clearly no longer something that needs to be talked about because there's nothing I can do about it. That's what's done is done.
Might not be true. You speak in such certainty when you don't even know what happened. If you wish to truly refuse me, I'll let you be, but know your change only causes worries to others.
To who? You?
To everyone. No. Who do you think? I mean, how...
Is this coming up to you?
What the... That's a strange way to put it. Yes, we spoke.
I don't understand what you're getting at there, but...
She's
so what,
worried
she told
about
you to check in on me?
Yes, clearly you're not acting like yourself. If she's noticed. So, do you want to pester her to pester you and search you over, or do you want me to do it?
Truthfully, if you want to write this down in your book for your own personal sake, truthfully, it is okay.
What is
it's
okay?
Better to focus on what is in front of us than to linger on the past.
Then we are doomed to repeat our mistakes. You speak nonsense. You speak excuses to try and not see what happened. Are you afraid of what you lost? Afraid to find out if it truly mattered to you? If you're not as whole as you used to be? Is that it? Because I see no reason to run away from it.
Say it is something that's important. Some memory. How in the world would you be able to fix that?
Your memories aren't just your own. People around you may remember. Your father may have written stories, pictures. Your sister.
So I'm just gonna go around asking every important person, list off every important memory
There's
we have
only-
together, and that's if it's a memory.
Let's just try. Humor me for 30 minutes, and I'll leave you be. It's not like we're doing anything else, walking about here for days.
You're fair. You're not wrong. Okay, whatever. All right. Oh boy. You want me to Lisa to list them in order of most importance?
Essentially, he's wanting to go, tell me your life. He's like, well, listen, we got days, buddy.
I'm giving you the Spark Notes version.
Oh,
I don't need to tell you. He's not going to tell you everything.
Okay.
Grew up, had a family. Do we want to actually play this out? Because I will.
That's up to you guys.
Let's go family members. Let's go. Do you remember your mother, your father, your sister?
Yes.
All the details
my mother,
with them.
My father, my grandfather, my sister, my sister's partner, my adoptive mother, everybody at the orphanage. I just list off every important person.
Is there anything that connects that sadness, that feeling? Focus on that feeling. Is there anything that comes from it other than just sorrow?
You'll sit there and genuinely try to think about whatever the hell happened. I don't think I can connect the dots. Honestly, it's more hurting my head just trying to think about it.
Maybe your first time meeting Thessaly, first time meeting somebody you care about. Close friends. Remember all your close friends?
List off all his friends.
Okay.
Do you want to write their names down? Because
he'd write it all down, and he's eventually going to compare it to Thess. Like, okay, is there anyone missing from this list?
Jess, Rex, Roderick. You already heard Alice. And Jess,
Rex,
because they're both part of the orphanage. Then I guess those are longer term friends. Then there's Anne, there's Lucy. There's I think that's like the main core people that are important, at least as of now.
Maybe you had some grand dream or goal you kept hidden from everybody. Do you remember that?
I think I told you that before, didn't I? At least what I want to eventually do.
Go back to Azzuron and reestablish another orphanage there and reestablish your family name there.
Yeah, and more some. Yeah, probably.
Okay. Very well then.
Whatever it is, maybe it's something I didn't think of a lot, but it was important still. If it was a memory again, but
okay.
Do you know every important memory of your life that you could just reiterate right in this moment?
He points to his book.
Oh. Even as a kid?
My mother was very thorough in making sure I wrote down everything. She trained me to be an archivist before I even know what I wanted it to be.
So you yourself don't remember it. You would have to read the book to remember that it was a thing, basically. So technically, I'm right.
I'd say so.
There. So, whatever it had to have been, probably is just something I didn't constantly think about. It at least doesn't feel like it's something that I constantly think about. I feel like I would.
Can you still feel
Eventually.
love, happiness? I don't know.
I don't get it. Like I
Right.
said, that's why I said it. I don't think it matters.
All right. Well, that's your still
But she's feeling
suffering
worried
from
she could
whatever
just talk to me.
condition.
What the? Why all of a sudden does she feel like she can't talk to me?
It's not that. It's just she didn't want to treat you like a specimen, like I am treating you at the moment.
Okay, interesting. Fair. All right. Well, that is it. Whatever it is, it's gone. And maybe somebody will mention it and I'll be like, "Oh, I forgot that." And won't even realize that it's the thing that I lost.
I see.
But
very well.
I'm not as I don't write everything down, so it's probably a lot easier for me to forget things. So
it's a good habit to pick up. Just saying. I'll leave you be.
Cool.
That Naz goes to Thessaly. Blah, 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 blah. It tells you everything.
What the fuck? Sorry.
I don't know. I tried everything. Family, friendships, feelings, important factors. I'll list the names. Is there anything that doesn't come up?
No, that as far as I'm aware, everything tracks.
Well then, whatever befalls him, whatever currently is under him, it's completely changed who he is as a person. Clearly, he's still Zeke. He still misses you and like to speak with you. So, there's no reason not to.
I don't. I get like this sometimes.
Like what?
And I don't. I fixate on things that I do not know, and I will push until I know them. And I need it to pass before I push.
Wow.
It's a compulsion. It's not a decision.
Well, I'm afraid the answers you seek aren't found in any pages.
It doesn't matter.
Well, what I'm trying to get at is, whether you like it or not, there's nothing you and I could do in this moment right now. You should seek a mental health specialist. Something of that assortment. I don't know.
I don't think that would help, Naz, but I appreciate it.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's been before I remembered anything. And you can speak to Cropi about the state I was found in. She was there.
Right.
Before I remembered anything, before I was even a person, before I had a semblance of humanity back in myself, I still had this compulsion to know. And so I don't think anything else will dampen that. But I appreciate you attempting to help. It just needs to pass. It always does.
Very well.
Thank you, Naz.
Of course.
She's gonna walk away.
Right. So, we will skip ahead a bit, since I imagine there's nothing else that you guys really want to take care of during this expedition. Unless I'm wrong?
Nope.
Corrections? No? Yes, good? Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. So you guys will get up onto the ship and begin making your way back to Violet Haven. I imagine Zeke and Sabaeus want to talk to Diego. Anybody else need to talk to Diego?
I'm gonna give him a hug. That's it. Don't need to roleplay it.
Naz would say under a quiet conversation, like, "Hey, the crew should keep like a double, just double check on Karopi, on Sylvaeus, and Zeke. Just keep an eye on them."
How you running us out? You know what happens to snitches, right?
Listen,
Drama!
he's
Yeah.
doing it not because he doesn't trust you. He's doing it because he's worried about you.
So you
And he
rather
wants
than
to
have
fuck
the
you.
authorities.
Okay, great.
Naz loves cops. Naz loves cops.
Naz tries to
Naz
do
loves cops.
one fucking good thing, and now it's like everyone fucking hates Naz. Okay, nothing changes.
See, but Naz never does good things, so we have to think it's
Naz
evil.
does good things all the time.
There's ulterior motives here.
True.
Crazy.
Didn't he say he hates all of us guys? You remember that?
He's
No.
starting to hate you even more.
Remember that journal he has? That's all I'm saying.
Whatever.
True.
Anyways,
All right.
which combo are we doing?
He would get Diego would obviously get a quick recap from all of you.
Yes.
About
We
what
do
all
not
happened.
mention Ardor at all.
Okay.
We don't.
Alright.
Was this talked about beforehand?
I mean, it's a situation. Yeah, we met a lycanthrope who, is out there,
No, but he's
They're
chokily
probably-
hot.
and
Yeah,
we.
but this is Diego. Come on, man. Like, he's one of the cool
Yeah,
ones.
but like, it's a slippery.
That's Papa.
That's.
He's one of the cool
Alright,
ones.
That's crazy.
and Naz would leave it up to you all. Naz would say it's a bad idea, but if you all want to do it, Naz is like, okay, fine, let's tell him about fucking Ardor. But if he tells him, he's gonna include it in the general report. He's not gonna hide it from the general report.
So here's the thing. Naz would say,
If we're deciding not to tell him, do not let me speak. He can tell I'm lying.
Never mind,
Always.
it's doomed. It's doomed. It's fine, we tell him, whatever.
Okay. We can simply ask him to not include that part.
I'm not going to hide general information from the council if I'm telling one council person. It's ridiculous.
We're not speaking to him as a council member in the moment. Just a
Do you
thought.
do you think it's a good idea to share about Ardor or not?
I generally don't see why not. Didn't we talk about shadows before? Didn't we bring them up? Aren't they more of a crazier problem theoretically than this random guy?
I am going to be very honest. I lied about something and Diego found out and he didn't tell anyone, so I'm good with telling him.
Fine, we'll deal with it when it comes to the council eventually. But yes, we'll tell
It
Diego
won't,
about
it
Ardor.
won't get there. What if it doesn't get there? It won't get there.
All right, sure.
If you say so.
Oh, thank you. I don't like lying.
Okay. So you tell Diego everything?
Yes.
Very well.
And specifically mention, do not include that in anything that, if he's writing or reporting anything.
He's not writing anything down. And as far as you guys are aware, you guys give your own report to the council, so
True.
Diego gets a special honest report.
he's the one out here with you.
He's one of the good ones, guys.
That's Papa.
Okay, cool. Then we can go to the conversation with Sabaeus and Zeke and Diego.
We could probably
I
just
think Prim.
right after the report, we could probably just be like, all right, well, we gotta talk to you because we're gonna stick around
I
for a
think
second.
Prim has to be there as well, wouldn't they?
That's up to
No.
you guys.
Prim should be there.
Prim's not needed.
Prim should be there.
Well, if you ask Prim to be there, Prim will go. But
I would
Yeah.
like Prim to be there.
all right, Prim will be there.
It's your two's event, so
Hey, you're a part of it now. It's
I
our
have not
event.
decided.
Ooh, sorry. I signed your name on the contract.
Huh? You signed mine.
Delivered a forgery.
Hmm. I'm looking at
Okay.
one of you two first.
So as everybody else departs from the meeting, you three stay behind. Who's this? Something else you needed?
No, just survey us with my elbow.
We were considering a form of performance. Brim and I. They would handle a musical performance, and I would handle a combat performance in the arena. Both to bring in a crowd and to bring a bit of open entertainment to the public.
It's like great fun. I will be sure to not miss it.
Well, we were thinking that because we trust you, perhaps it could be me and Zeke against you in the arena.
You see, for a moment, he doesn't react, and then he just starts laughing. Oh, you want to fight me? I mean, I have not seen either of you really fight, so I don't exactly know how strong you are, but I have a few decades on either of you. As far as experience is concerned, I don't know how much of a fight it might be.
Bring it on, old man.
Oh. All right, though. You say so.
To interject just real quick, the reason... before we get a little too crazy competitive here, looking at fans, the idea they wanted something to make the public feel better about us and what we're doing. Confidence in us. I, for one, don't realize that maybe they don't have confidence, but maybe they know something I don't know. But we figured, and why I suggested you versus the idea possibly of the Ashen General being another person who possibly is experienced, don't know, was merely just because if you know it's also a performance and there's an ultimate goal, well, I wouldn't 100% say we want to fake it. We trust you a lot more to help with this potential goal than this random guy who, as far as I can also understand from things, isn't maybe well liked by certain individuals on the council. So, figured it'd be best to approach you being the only other person that I could think of that would have the talent, or at least the sway that people know has talent and experience.
Well, if your goal is to ultimately sway the people in your favor, it sounds like you're asking me to throw the fight.
I didn't say it.
I wouldn't say throw the fight, but I'd say just keep it entertaining. Maybe, instead of, just pummeling them both to like an absolute pulp, show a little bit of restraint so they can at least keep it close.
That is, if theoretically, just saying, theoretically, that we wouldn't together be able to beat you. I don't know.
Diego, my money's on you, by the way.
Right. I see. I think I am beginning to understand. I can at least keep it interesting enough to the point where it looks like, you put up a good fight. But, my money's on me too, so.
Fair. Everyone should bet on themselves, I think.
But, I would be lying if I said I wouldn't want it to be an interesting fight where you actually try, so. As long as you two can agree to put your best foot forward, I'm game.
You think I'm ever not doing that?
I would hope you always are. But again, I haven't seen you fight. I'm
not a performer. I don't know how to fake things. I'm just saying.
I am a bit too busy to make myself time in my schedule to go see a fight at the arena, so I don't know what it looks like. So, you'll have to forgive me if I've not seen your performances before. But he extends a large hand in your general direction, whoever wants to shake it.
I look at Sveas.
His headset died.
Oh, Cervase's headset died.
Uh-oh.
My immersion!
Sveas' ears blow up. What
Face has gone deaf.
Peppa, kill those guys.
And I'm
We lost
and
our
I'm
first
back
player
to
of
like
the
to repeat what was
campaign.
said.
Oh, just kidding.
Yeah, he basically he's agreeing, and he's extended his hand towards you.
Cervaeus would complete the handshake.
Very well.
Seeing you there.
You as well. And give me some advance notice as to when this is supposed to happen, so I can make sure that I have the time set aside for it.
Oh, here. Prim's just gonna take something just like out of her pocket. Just like, this is my manager's card. They'll be in contact with you when it's eventually planned, but it should be sometime soon. Speaking of planning, Prim then faces Cervaeus and Zeke. Well, now since this is basically set in stone, you two need to do an official challenge in front of challenge towards Diego. To pull in the initial crowd. The whole bringing the initial audience for the interest. I'm thinking maybe we do it as soon as we get back.
Like when we're walking off the ship?
Well, there's usually a crowd there, no?
Wouldn't it be kind of weird if they just suddenly decided to challenge me to a fight as we stepped off the ship?
Yeah, and aren't we being watched? So wouldn't that also just feel like even weirder behavior?
Good
That
point.
would kind of be really weird timing, I think.
Do you guys will you guys have time after our first meeting with the council? Maybe we can all go out for drinks and it can happen there.
That could work, probably.
Yeah.
I know this wonderful place I was shown recently. Zeke, I know you're probably a usual there.
I don't think that is the right crowd for that, because this is more. That's more of a lax crowd. You're looking more for a rowdy crowd. I feel like.
Then we can go to a rowdier bar. I don't know how rowdy the place normally gets, so we can find a different spot.
Yeah, it doesn't really get normally.
But maybe we can do.
I assume
We'll
one of you two
workshop
would know a
it.
place.
Okay.
Well,
Any other conversation on the way back to Violet Haven?
as we're like walking out, are you making money off of this? Just now that I thought about it, you guys making money off of this? Or gesturing back towards?
Krim takes out another
Diego?
card and then just gives it gives it to Zeke. Contact my manager.
Why
What, you
do
think
I
I
need
do
to
this all
do
for
that?
free?
You're right here.
Say that again. Sorry.
I don't know. I asked why I need to do that because you're right here.
I'm not in charge of the money splits. That's not my job. I'm here to. I just put on the show, but it's probably going to be, if it's mainly the four of us, it'll probably just be a 25, 25, 25, 25 split would be my guess. Maybe, depending on.
Probably?
That would be my initial guess. I might bargain for a little bit more since I'm handling the whole pre-show concert and the post-show, but we'll see how it handles.
Okay, interesting. I just put the card away.
But don't worry. You all will get money. Do not worry. I am not going. I am not going to scam you out of
suddenly feel like I'm not gonna get paid.
Look, Saveus is used to the arena handling him getting paid, so he's not questioning it.
All right. All right. Anything else on the 3-day boat ride return? So I skipped the time ahead.
Are we stared at by,
You guys are watched as usual, at least about as much as you notice normally. There's not much because the crew is pretty decent at hiding their glances or whatever, but occasionally you get that feeling like eyes are on you. But I wouldn't say the 3 people that Naz pointed out aren't getting special treatment or anything. You're all being watched equally, so
okay.
Why do I so badly, while Zeke wouldn't do this, why do I want to just act weird?
Yeah.
Does anybody else just want to?
Yo, anyone want to
I
get a
mean,
little
kinda.
freaky?
Fucking
Little
strange.
I think
Yeah.
Hiropi deserves to act.
What my tongue do? Page
Yo.
69?
Yo, want a page 69?
I feel like we're incentivized to act weird in this moment.
Guys, what if we get a little quirky?
I'd like to think I make eye contact with one of the guards and just go freaky blow mode.
not really what they're looking for, but okay.
Just do the most batch insane shit and then say no one will ever believe you.
Anyway, you guys would return to Violet Haven. Honestly, I think upon returning is probably a good place to call this session for now, since we are missing Drex. And
He
it's
belongs
midnight,
here.
and I work tomorrow morning, so.
That's fair.
That's fair.
You didn't even get our hour long. Wait, no, 15-minute break in the middle.
Nope, we did not, but
We can do it
it's
now.
We
alright.
ran through.
We started late, so it is what it is.
I fucked up, chat. I fucked up.
Yeah, don't
It's
worry.
okay.
Now we have more
Chat
time
forgives you.
to
Forgive
do
you.
post
Chat, I
session
gave you more
Patreon
intimate
content.
time with the players.
True. So you can see our post-session discussion on the Patreon. This one's gonna be called the Yuri versus Yowie debate. Which one's stronger?
Yuri.
Vote now
I'm
on
sure
our
everyone
Patreon
here
which
was
if you
very
are
Alright!
going to
Save
vote
it! Save it for the Patreon! Save it for the Patreon!
Yeah, save it for the
My
Patreon.
bad.
Alright.